Yo, 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 what is up? What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing today? Thank y'all for tuning in for a late evening show. Yes. Wait, let me fix my camera. Like my head ain't in it. Can we get it just a little? Is that good? There we go. Okay. Yeah. Oh, man. Time for a retwist. Retwist. Oh, man. Is my hairline getting bad? I don't know. But anyway. Yes, sir. Thank y'all for tuning in to another DnL&x Fitness live stream show. Welcome. Welcome. How's everybody doing today? Before we even get started, we have to just get straight to the point on this, and we gotta make an announcement. I don't even want to say anything. If you've been living on a rock, if you don't know, you're about to find out. Let's go ahead and put it on the screen. Here we go.
To this breaking news, legendary wrestler and star Hulk Hogan has died. That's according to the WWE. The star of the ring, big and small screens, was 71 years old. Let's bring in host and fight announcer Karan Bhatia for much more on this. Karan, thank you so much for joining us today. Can you walk us through Hulk Hogan's legacy here? And how did he climb the ranks through the WWE to be the big star he turned out to be?
Yeah, absolutely. Rest in peace.
All right, I'm not gonna go too much into what I think about the way this guy looks, but I think his wrist might be broken. But yes, as you can see, we have lost Mr. Hulkamania. Yes, I don't have a sound that I could play with that, but unfortunately, it is a very unfortunate situation. We lost Hulk Hogan. You know, we've lost 3 people this week. First, Malcolm Jamal Warner from The Cosby Show, then Ozzy Osbourne 2 days ago, and then we lose Hulk Hogan today. It's a sad one. It's a sad one. It's a bad week, man. Wow. In the course of less than 7 days. Yeah. It's very unfortunate. But with that being said, man, thank y'all for tuning in to another DnL&x Fitness live stream show, man. We have a good evening show going on for you this evening. If you're in New York, it's about 10:30. If you're in Cali, it's about 7:30. So therefore, yeah, it's a late evening show. So maybe if you ain't got nothing to do, if you got something to do, whatever it is that you're doing, I can keep you up with your little phone screen tied to your face and make you late for work tomorrow. Then, hey, we're going to make it do what it do. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes. And we're going to go over our 3 topics, but to let you know, we are simultaneously, excuse me, good Lord, I can't talk this evening, simultaneously streaming on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, and Rumble. So pick any one you want to watch. If you're on YouTube, do me a favor, when you see that thumb up icon, hit that thumbs up and get the algorithm out. Greatly appreciate it. It's not much to, do to just to hit the like button. If you want to contribute to today's show, right there, there's a Cash App and a Venmo. Cash App Daniel 2888. Venmo Danny-Daniel-00. I was about to give you my email address. Good Lord, I am tripping. Oh man, it's gonna be a long show tonight. I'm gonna tell you that much right now. But man, with that being said, we got our 3 topics we're gonna go over today. We got fitness, economy, and AI. Fitness, we're gonna check out the steroid epidemic in Mexico. We're gonna see what's going on while these people in Mexico is on the juice, they on the roids. We're gonna see what's going on. Probably explain some of that voluptuous with the women. Imagine the women getting BBLs, breast implants, and steroids. Good God. Oh my Lord. I ain't gonna lie though. Some of them look magically delicious, but catch and release. Catch and release. That's all you do. You don't keep. You just catch and release. You know what I mean? It might get some voodoo or some witchcraft put on you. So be careful out there. And then next, we're going to go into the economy portion of the show, which we're going to get into student loan debts, which we have touched on this topic before, but this time we're going to touch on a little bit more only because of the fact that it is getting a little bit worse out there. Yes, it is. It's not looking too shabby for people with student loan debts. I think August 1st, the interest is about to start hitting, but we're going to go and dive deeper into that to see exactly what is going on, because people on TikTok streets is panicking. But hey, we're going to see. We gonna see. Yes, unfortunately for them, them checks is about to get garnished, and that interest will never be able to be paid back. So we're gonna see how that goes. Then we're gonna jump onto the AI segment of the show. And with the AI segment of the show, what did we have for AI? Oh yeah, we're gonna check out these robots that are gonna be coming around in the future, and we're gonna see an expert who basically explains how we will run out of time, and how the future is not looking too shabby, which we already kind of know that. We know the future ain't looking too shabby, but we have an expert expert tell us that and let us know. I mean, but we all know if you've been alive for at least 40 years, you've understand the movies that have 40, 50, 60 years. You've seen the movies over the past years that we've been watching, you know, Back to the Future, you know, that kind of gave us a little bit, but then things got real when iRobot came out. And what's crazy is now what iRobot's like 20 years old. I think iRobot came out in 2004. And like iRobot right now is looking pretty darn real, if you ask me. Yes, it is. It's looking pretty dang real. Shout out to Will Smith. But we're going to see what's going on and why, you know, this expert thinks why and what's going on and how we are running out of time for whatever is going on with this AI. And then we're going to look at the 5 scary stages of AI. Little, well, kind of a lengthy video, but we'll go over the whole thing and see what the 5 scary stages of AI would be and how a situation would pan out if AI went the whole 5 course. And we're going to see where we're at in this 5 stages of AI to see what part we're in. Hopefully we're not too close to stage 5. Hopefully we're close to stage 1, but it's no telling how things are going, but we will see. And then if we have something, if we got a little time at the end, if depending on how I'm feeling, if I'm not nodding off and falling asleep on y'all, then we will go over some miscellaneous stuff and have one extra thing to kind of go over in the AI portion of the show. It kind of ties in with it. It'll be something interesting to see if you want to stick around and see. But with that being said, let's go ahead and quit wasting our time and chit-chatting and talking so much. So let's dive right into the show because, yes, it is getting kind of late, but we are going to see what's going on out there in these YouTube streets. So with that being said, let's go ahead and put the banner up. Bam! Fitness portion of the show is about to get started. So we're going to go ahead and dive into our first video. But before we do, we got to make sure that we refresh because we still ain't got the YouTube Premium, boy. And they be hitting me with them ads like that. So yeah, we're going to fix that real quick and we just got to fix it. We're going to go ahead and dive in and go take a look over in Mexico and see how many people are natty or no. Are they natty or no? And I'm probably going to say nah, they not natty. And I'm going to see how easy it is to get these drugs over there in Mexico. So we're going to check it out right now. Without further ado, get the banner up on the screen too, and let's go ahead and dive right into the show. And shout out to Jesse James West for this video. Fair use. We're going to go over his video and see what's going on over at Evolve in Mexico to see who's natty or no and how to get these steroids. Let's go.
Bodybuilding gym here in Cancun, Mexico. That's Mexico in Spanish. We're heading into this gym to find out a few things. 1, what is the steroid culture here like in Mexico? 2, where do you get said PEDs? And 3, find out why it's so easy to get them here.
And my interviews began before I even got in the gym.
It's new?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a new gym?
Yes.
Okay. That has steroids?
The first thing I had to do was find someone that was not natural.
I think I see someone who is way too jacked to be natty. Let's go check him out. Not check him out like that. Are you on PEDs?
I'm or you?
I'm not. I'm natural, dude. No, you're natty. You're natty. You look like Lionel Messi.
Yeah, you really?
Yeah, dude. Are you natty or not?
No,
Not natural.
not natural.
How long have you been taking them for?
Steroids, 18 years old.
18. You started taking them as a teenager? Are you natural or not?
No.
You're not natural? No. Sorry, I shouldn't be so excited. Natural or not?
No, natural.
Not natural. Natty or not?
No.
No. I am very shocked on how open and honest.
Hey, if you notice how basic these people look, they don't look like what you would think a person. Man, fix my camera again. Sorry about that. Got to fix this camera. But if you look at these people, man, they don't look like super jacked like they wouldn't be on steroids. So that's one thing you got to take into consideration. Think about that. Like, look how they look. They look like normal people, really. I mean, they look like normal sized people. They don't look like over jacked or over muscular like what you're thinking a steroid muscle bound meathead would look like. They really don't. Like these 2 women didn't, and maybe the first guy, but the second guy didn't look like he was on steroids. He just looked like a well-built guy. Pause. But let's continue.
Everyone is being. I'm going up to people expecting them to tell me that they're natural, and they're not.
So it seems like steroids are not such a bad thing to do here in Mexico.
What is your thoughts on steroids?
Los amo. I love it.
You love that?
I love it.
You love steroids? I love them too! I'm kidding, I'm natural. Is it normal to take steroids here in the gym culture in Mexico?
Yes, it's very easy to buy.
So I'm from Canada originally.
Okay.
I have found it's much more popular here.
Do a lot of your friends or fellow gym bros take steroids here?
Most of them.
So you're saying the majority of people here take steroids?
Sí.
Give me a percent.
75%.
75% of people take steroids here?
Probably yes.
Wow, that's crazy. Will you tell me your steroid stack?
I mean, that's probably the same thing here in the States too. You just probably wouldn't think, because if you look at them, they don't look like, sorry, phone's going off. Because if you look at them, you wouldn't think they're on juice. They don't look like it. But then once you see them, and then you go and see people in the gym, now you think to yourself like, oh, everybody's on steroids. And then that could, then you'll start thinking about, like why people's moods is always screwed up. And, they say that steroids make you super horny. So then that probably gets you to wonder how the gym culture is so dang promiscuous, because women running around there with testosterone pumping through their little veins, because, they get like, like what's the average testosterone for a man nowadays? Like 700 or 800 or whatever. I guess that's considered like average or whatever. Or is it 500? Whatever. It's hella low for whatever's average, but whatever it is. But you get like a man with 700-800 testosterone, but then you get a woman and her testosterone on juice is like 20. And she's out there like showing her moose knuckle and got, her thong up her ass crack and all sorts of stuff. And she's super horny on the machines and all that stuff. But it kind of puts it into perspective. But yeah.
On this 300.
Oh, you were ready for it?
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah.
My stack is pretty conservative. GH year round.
Okay.
A little bit of Masteron, a little bit of Winstrol.
Do you mind if I ask what you take?
I'm using Enat, Primaplan, Mastron, and Propionate. Okay?
I don't even know what half that is.
No?
But if steroids are so common, then where are these people getting them? Since it seems like such a normal thing to do.
I've heard you guys are
They probably get them from the vending machine if they're in Mexico.
the owners here. Can I interview you guys? Where are people getting these things?
So they have every pharmacy sells them over the counter, and then you have a lot of distributors that have these, supplement shops that also sell them. So
The pharmacy.
In the pharmacy.
Farmacia.
Oh, we've been hearing a lot about that. Is that the place to go?
Yeah, you can see they are selling steroids.
Do you think that being in Mexico influences someone to take steroids?
I think so.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. I definitely think so.
Why is that?
Because it's so easy to get, and everybody's so open about it, and there's a lot of people that are really knowledgeable about it.
Now that statement really sparked my curiosity. I've investigated steroid use all around the world by all different types of people. But after these initial interviews by the locals here in Mexico, I realized that this investigation was gonna need some expert guidance.
Dr. Alex, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, so before we get some expert guidance, I got to put some of my expert opinion, as I might say. One of the things I do want to think about is this. I don't know how long steroids have been legal like that in Mexico, because they just go to the local farmacia and bam, there it is. My question is, like, in like 20, 30 years, well, dude, I don't know how old that guy was, but in like 20, 30 years, like, how is it gonna be? Like, because it's kind of like, how do I say this? Kind of like drugs back in the day. Remember that you said, according to the older generation, like they had the purest of the purest drugs. And now it's like cut back, watered down. It's not as good as it used to be. It's, it's tampered with basically. So I wonder if over time the steroids is going to be the same way, or if it's already tempered down for what it used to be back in the day, and now it's over the counter and it's going to be, even more tempered down. As time progresses, because of course they're going to cut back and, hit you with the watered down version and up the price. It's the old okie doke trick. We already know, but let's continue.
This is Dr. Alex, a local doctor and personal trainer here in Mexico.
Listen, I know that.
Imagine being able to build anything.
Oh, they hit me with it. I gotta get the premium, man. I gotta get the premium. Actually, how much is YouTube Premium? I might need to cut one of my other subscriptions and add YouTube Premium to my subscription. That's what I need to do. But anyway, let's continue with the video. Here it is. Let's go. Let's go.
Everything about steroids under the moon. Are steroids legal here in Mexico?
There is some steroids, of course, testosterone and just one anabolic, which is legal. After that, everything is illegal here in Mexico.
So if I get offered HGH, anabolics, it's from the underground and it's illegal.
Illegal, exactly.
Do you recommend someone going to the pharmacy to get any sort of thing?
No.
Why not?
because it's dangerous.
Do you think that the steroid regulations and the steroid laws here in Mexico should be more strict?
Yes, of course, should be. As the products are not clean, they are not completely out of bacteria. It's going to be difficult that somebody is going to get a nice, clean product.
For someone that buys steroids in Mexico, how do you know if they're clean or not?
The only way that you have to try it, you have to try it and to see if you feel bad.
I don't know about that. However, I couldn't believe how easy it appeared to be to buy steroids in supplement shops and pharmacies. And it made me wonder how this might be affecting the youth of Mexico.
How old are you?
16 years old.
Well, that's exactly what I was saying. Like 20 years, how's this going to pan out? And if it's, I wonder if there's an age limit to get it, because they didn't go across that yet. They didn't say it was an age limit. And if the age limit is like, 18 or 16, then I mean, because kids have already been getting steroids. That's nothing new. But just how easier and easier it's going to get them. But yeah, whatever.
16. Yeah. Are steroids popular for the teenagers?
Yeah, very popular.
Really?
Yeah.
What is the youngest person that you've seen buy steroids here in Mexico?
13 years.
13?
Yeah, it's crazy.
After learning that the steroid epidemic was affecting not only the adults, but also the youth of Mexico, I was even more motivated to further carry out my investigation. But in order to fully understand the story, we had to try to buy steroids for ourselves. And for my investigation, I chose 3 different locations with the hope that at least one of them would sell me steroids.
Ah, C-Bomb. Chris Bumstead. Yes. Yeah. Hola.
Man, you going in there with a camera, bro. You look suspect. They like gringo with a camera. Like, come on now, bro. What you think is gonna happen, bro? You straight gringo with a camera in a building, and your whole intention is to buy. Come on, bro. You tripping?
Hello, bro. ¿Cómo estás? Hola.
While I entered each store, I secretly placed a hidden camera while I pretended to analyze the store's products.
Oh, you got Muscle Tech, and then you have, what is this one? Legacy.
Hey, this snitching that he's doing is on a whole new level. And it's not snitching, but like, come on, fam. Like, you really putting a hidden camera right there for like.
He didn't say that. Tell me he didn't just say that.
Jesus.
So you guys have everything here? Do you have supplements to get big?
And I'm pretty sure the employees never suspected a thing.
The churro flavor, is that good? Sick. What is this? ¿Qué? ¿Qué es?
Es protein.
Protein?
Yes.
Looks like it's from Home Depot. I'll just cut to the chase. Do you have any steroids? Aquí?
No.
Oh, come on.
No.
I got cash. Just like some stronger stuff. I don't think he knows what I'm talking about. Do you have anything that's really strong for building muscle? Fuerte muscle builder. So you have no steroids here.
Aquí no.
In the back? Like we could check in the back. In the back. Derecha. No.
No.
All right, no worries. I was just looking for the good stuff.
Okay.
All right, thank you though. Do you have steroids?
Yeah.
Oh, you do? Can I see them? Yeah. Oh, okay. Bro, he's getting steroids. What the heck?
Tengo, por ejemplo, chuchos, pues tengo.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Esto. Mucho esto. That's a lot. Bien.
So at the first store, the guy didn't want to show me his steroids, but at the second and third store, the employee had no problem showing me the store's hidden supply.
Oh, all of them. Oh my gosh. How much does this go for?
800 pesos.
800? Can I buy all of them?
Pues es clenbuterol, dianabol, probión.
Can I? Which one's the cheapest? Comprar todos?
Sí.
I'm trying to get huge, bro.
Veo tus videos.
What do you You watch my videos? Oh, that changes a lot. Bro, I was this close.
Because I can't buy steroids in front of a subscriber. And
Dub. Got him. He's like, I know what this is. I know what you're doing. All right, yeah. You want some steroids? Come on back here. Yeah, the next time I watch your video, I'm gonna see you like You'll be sitting there eating an apple, watching this video like, hey, wait, did you take the steroids away? Yeah, I see. Yeah, you took these steroids. He's dead now.
Subscribers, you should subscribe too. Road to 10 mil.
Natty for life, baby. Clenbuterol. And this is es legal? Es legal?
Es completamente legal.
Okay. How much? Only 30 bucks? $30? Okay. De nada. That was easy.
So it was that easy to walk into a supplement shop and just go pick up any sort of PED. Now this is legal. It is legal. He told me it's legal. I've looked it up. It's legal to own this. The only weird thing is, this is called Clem with an M. And in the US, they call it Clen because it's Clenbuterol. I will certainly be throwing this out.
So can you explain the chain of how steroids get into Mexico and they get into people's hands?
The steroids, the raw powder is coming from China.
Okay.
Arriving to Mexico.
Yep.
From Mexico, there is the underground labs, which it's in all the Mexico. They are spread in all Mexico.
No, don't give him the route. Don't give the route, sir. Your face is all over the camera. They're gonna get you. No, they're gonna get him. Oh man, he is marked now. He's told the route, like not on camera, bro. They're gonna get you.
Go to Mexico City, in Guadalajara, Aguascalientes, Morelia, Monterrey, and this is some of the underground labs.
So these are like the steroid hubs.
Exactly.
And then when does it go to like a pharmacy?
From the underground lab to the pharmacy.
Which is exactly where our investigation is taking us next. To the streets of Playa del Carmen to buy steroids from a pharmacy.
The big thing is that we are surrounded by tourists, and these pharmacies are affecting tourists and targeting them the most. So let's see what fellow tourists... What? Jeez. Scared the hell out of me. So let's see what these tourists have to say about the easy access to PEDs. What are your thoughts that it's so easy to access PEDs here at the pharmacies?
I mean, I used to buy them there, but it's too expensive. It's not good to be open that way to the public without knowing, because people don't have any information about that, so...
If I was trying to hop on gear, I'd be happy. I feel like the quality here is probably not the best. It'd be sketchy to like hop on gear here versus like in Canada or States or whatever.
Do you think that we can trust the pharmacies?
No, bro.
So apparently these pharmacies are regulated by the government, but the steroids that they're selling are not. Who's regulating them then? So the government is allowing the pharmacies to sell steroids because they want to make the tourists happy and make money off them.
I think that is...
Like me.
Hey, what you think they cut the steroids with, huh? What you think they cutting that steroids? Hey. Be honest. What you think they cutting the steroids with?
I said, goddamn.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
They want to make money off me.
It's like not regulated. Exactly.
Yo, where's
it's
my
like not putting
commission at?
attention.
Would you trust the roids from the pharmacy? If you were to like go buy it, would you buy it there and think like twice about it?
If I was at home, yes. Here I'd question it. And I won't lie, like I previously have had them like 10 years ago, and then now that I've seen it in
No, brother, you had those like 10 days ago. Don't be lying.
pharmacies, I've actually thought maybe it's not such a bad idea.
No! Just seeing that don't relapse. Don't relapse.
Just seeing that in the window makes you think.
That is insane. He said that he was tempted to go back onto steroids because he keeps walking past all the pharmacies and seeing them.
If that doesn't tell you how problematic this epidemic really is, then I don't know what will. Other than, of course, proving that the steroids that they're selling aren't even real in the first place.
After all of the questions I needed to answer, it was finally time for me to purchase legal PEDs. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna purchase some gear, but there has been rumors that this gear is either bad or it is fake. The way to test this is you take a pregnancy test and you dip it in the steroids. They have to be liquid, and if the pregnancy test reads pregnant, they are real. Otherwise, you got fake gear. So let's see what Mexico's offering.
The steroid.
Okay, so whenever I feel like breaking my natty, my natty go run, I guess this is when I know to go get a pregnancy test and buy some gear and dip the gear in it. Now I know if I got real gear or not. All right. You know, hey, round of applause for that knowledge. Hey, that was good. I got to give a clap for that one. Yes. It's gonna be some good gear when I get some.
All right, I'm going to be using for this test is HCG. HCG is a hormone naturally produced during pregnancy. That's why if you want to check whether a vial of HCG is real, you can use a pregnancy test.
Pregnancy test. Where are you? Tampax? Nope. Hey Siri, how do you say pregnancy test in Spanish? I have no service. What the f is happening? Do you have that? Pregnancy test? Can I get uno, por favor? So we got the pregnancy test.
First, we offer overnight.
All right, so we're gonna see how this works out, but I didn't know that. Didn't know if you could take a pregnancy test and dip it in there and get the old, you know, faker and all. I didn't know you can get that, so you have to keep that in mind, y'all, and think about that. When you want to take some gear, go get a pregnancy test and dip it in there and make sure it's the liquid kind, the liquid gear, in other words, and then you'll know. So you're not putting up the synthetic. But then, of course, at some point they finna know how to bypass that. But yeah, until now.
Tú tienes esteroides, HGH, or HCG.
With the pregnancy test secured, now it was time to buy the steroids. But it was proving to be a lot more difficult than I was expecting. To the point where I was starting to feel a little paranoid.
To be honest, my paranoia is getting to me right now, and I really want to walk away, but I'm gonna do this. I need to see if this stuff is fake. I promise you, I'm staying natural, don't worry.
And then right when I was ready to abort the mission...
No tango?
No.
Shoot, okay. Okay, I'll just get this.
I got the pregnancy test. I don't have the HCG, which is what you can test to see if it is fake gear or not. But good thing we have a pharmacy right here, about 5 feet from the last one.
But although this pharmacy was right next to the last one, the experience in there was much more hostile.
I'm looking for HCG, HCG. So you're recommending I get HGH, Blenbolic, and Dianabolic. So Dianabol. Whoa, okay.
No.
Oh, no photo? Oh, you're good, you're good. Can I still buy it? Kantar? Kanto? Oh no, he deleted it. We're not filming right now.
Apparently, filming in the pharmacy was frowned upon. So despite the language barrier, I tried to convince her that we weren't filming anymore.
We're not using it.
But I guess I didn't convince her well enough because she started doing something that really spooked me.
Are you calling someone? Oh, no, tiene. No, you don't have to. It's okay. All right, no thank you.
Yeah, exactly what I was thinking. Like, yeah, we got a gringo out here running around with a camera walking into the pharmacy. Yeah, go ahead and make the call. We need to go get somebody down here. And before you know it, all you're going to hear is this.
Oh my God, bro. I'm just thinking, who the hell is she calling? Like, is it the boss man? Am I freaking out too much? I don't know. That was so weird, man. All right, I'm gonna go in and buy the HCG.
What's more weird? What is more weird? Her calling on you or you walking into the pharmacy with a camera trying to buy steroids? What, a gringo walking in trying to buy some juice? What's more weird? Her making the call or you walking in with a whole camera then trying to lie your way out of it? People ain't stupid, bruh.
Just literally stay over here, bro. It's okay, thank you. Package acquired. We have the legal substance, we have the pregnancy test, and we have a cup. No, I will not be peeing in it. In order to see if this stuff is real, we need to do a pregnancy will not be peeing. Legal substance, we have.
Okay, they have a disclaimer down there. That's why I have to rewind it. This video is for education purposes. Only intended for the audience and truth about performing hands and drugs measures. We do not condone or glorify these PEDs in the constitution service. Okay.
We have the pregnancy test, and we have a cup. No, I will not be peeing in it. In order to see if this stuff is real, we need to do a pregnancy test with the gear. If it comes back positive, it's real. I've never actually opened gear before. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. Okay, so step one, open pregnancy test. Been here one too many times, my boys.
Are the PEDs at the pharmacy trustworthy? Your smile, I don't like that smile right there.
Wait, why is this? Wait, hold up. No, one's liquid, one's powder. I think you have to mix it. This is proof of me not taking steroids. I have no idea what I'm doing. Yep. Fuck, how do people do this? What is the worst thing you've seen happen because of someone taking steroids here in Mexico?
I saw 4 or 5 cases that they were almost dying.
The gear is inside of this cup. We're gonna dip it in, okay? Oh, it started. It's officially started. Now we wait and see if this comes back positive. The roids from Mexico are real.
think it says something. Embarazada.
Yeah, that means it's pregnant.
It worked. It's real. This is real, authentic HCG. Honestly, I'm glad it's real because if it was fake, I'd be really concerned what it is. But judging from this test, they're selling real stuff. Now, is it guaranteed that you're gonna get something real? Absolutely not. That's why it's really important to be careful, no matter where you are in the world, to be very careful about taking PEDs because this stuff is very dangerous. I would consider ourselves lucky that this says pregnant.
I may have bought PEDs legally, but I most certainly will never take them. Stay now.
I don't know. I mean, if it was so legal, one of the things I wonder about is why old girl had to make that call, because he's running around different shops, and I'm pretty sure that people was already on the lookout, like saying like, hey, Gringo coming through with the camera crew and all this, with his cameras trying to buy some juice. So everybody probably knew what it was. But nonetheless, shout out to him for that video, man. Round of applause to Jesse James West. Yes. That was interesting, man. That was pretty interesting. You know, man, be careful on the juice. I've been, you know, it's ran across my mind to get on the juice a couple times. You know what I mean? Maybe one day in the future, maybe like 10 years down the line when I get a little older, I might, you know, go ahead and take the plunge. But my problem is I'm scared of needles. So, you know, unless they got like some pill form or something I could take like that, that'll be my only way, because I can't stick myself with a needle. I'm just not that dude, bro. I just can't take it. Get a needle on me, and I'm just gonna be sitting there. Look, this is gonna be me. As soon as you pull the needle out, I'm gonna be like this. Exactly. That's how I'm gonna be. I'm just gonna be tripping. But nonetheless, he made it happen, and I think he takes juice because he's like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. I think he's taken some juice before. He's just probably like natty now and wasn't natty like at a certain point in time. I'm just saying, because he sure was like trying to sell the fact that he doesn't do any roids. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? You can't BS a BSer, you know what I mean? You can't BS a BSer. So I'm kind of weary on this fellow. I don't know. I think you're lying, fam. I think you're lying. I think you've taken some juice somewhere down the line. Don't be lying. But anyway, shout out to him for that video, man. Fair use on that one. That was a great video. I really enjoyed that one, man. Another round of applause for JC James West. But if you are thinking about trying some juice, always go on a vacation to Mexico, and at least you know that, you know, number one, you know, to get a pregnancy test first, and then number two, you know, you can get it legally, so you ain't got nothing to stress about, and you know that it'd be real once you take, you know, the test to make sure you got some good stuff, and you know, it'll be cheaper. So, you know, you can go there, get it, and try it out, and you'll be on your vacation too, so you kind of kill two birds in one stone. You'll be good to go. So hey, there's your place. If you want to do some juice or some roids, slide on down to good old Cancun, Mexico, and make it happen, Captain. I'm not promoting that you do it. I'm just saying, hey, we just saw old Jesse James do it over here, and you know, he running around into stores with cameras. I think some of the stuff was scripted, though. I ain't gonna lie. Like sitting there, he was talking like this with his camera, with his microphone, and the guy sitting there on the cash register is like, I know you see him. I know you see and hear him. Like, come on, man. You should have just been like, hey. But I thought that part was scripted. It kind of raised a red flag, but nonetheless, it was still good. You know what I mean? But when that lady made that call, though, I was like, ugh, you might be in trouble, bruh. You might want to get up out of there. But he's alive. Anyhow, let's go ahead and segue into the next segment of the show. We're going to go into the economy portion of the show. So let's go ahead and change that banner. Oh, no, and I forgot to play the freaking intro. I hate it when I do that. Here we go.
Welcome to the economy segment of the show. Enjoy.
Yeah, there we go. There's the economy segment of the show. Now that we're in the economy segment of the show. Yes. I was supposed to do the fitness one. I keep forgetting that I got intros. And I keep forgetting to play the intros before we get started. But we got the economy intro. I got to get some outros too. But we'll see in the future. But anyway, for the economy portion of the show, we're going to dive in and see what's going on with these student loans, because these student loans are getting out of hand. These student loans are practically being treated like child support payments. There's no other way to look at it. That's what's happening. So if you're on student loan debt or delinquency or whatever it's called, they are treating you like somebody who is on child support, man. And it is not looking like a very fun thing to be on. Where the hell is my thing at? Right here. Yeah, so be careful out there. I mean, because they gave a lot of people a lot of time over, the course of the strong flu 19, everything to pay them off. But now at this point, I think they're coming for people's necks. I don't think I know, but let's go ahead and dive in deeper and see exactly what's going on. So first video we're going to look into is going to be by the lady of Social Simon. Shout out to her, fair use on her video. We're going to take a look at the student loans and see what the U.S. Department of Education says when it comes to student loan repayment options. And we're going to dive deeper into see how people are faring with having to deal with this new reality in their life of having their wages garnished because of student loans and just this overbearing interest that it doesn't seem like many people are going to be able to overcome. And I think it's like 8 million people that are in delinquents on their student loan payments, but we're going to go in and dive in deeper and see exactly what's going on. So without further ado, we got Social Simon on here, and you know what, before we dive in on that, let me just go ahead and slap that refresh button because YouTube Premium ain't here yet. So mess around and hit play, and in 2 seconds into hitting play, they're going to hit us with an ad. But we just got done with the ad. So right now, Social Simon is ready. She's running her mouth. Fair use. And let's Social Simon. I think it's Simone. Excuse me, Social Simone. Or it could be Simon. Or it could be Simone. I'm going to say it's Simone. Here we go.
U.S. Department of Education. This is the official United States government website, by the way. The press release title for this article says, U.S. Department of Education continues to improve federal student loan repayment options, addresses illegal Biden administration actions. And right here, y'all, this is the part that I need y'all to pay attention to. Loans in the SAVE plan will begin accruing interest on August 1st. And you want to know why this is crazy? Because this was just released on July 9th, 2025. There's only a few weeks until August 1st. And it goes on to say, borrowers in SAVE urged to act. You're probably like, urged to act? What does that mean? Urged to properly pay, because what else are they supposed to do? And just to give a little bit of detail, there was actually a court process that was going on in regards to this whole SAVE Act. So let's get into the article.
Okay, well, before she starts it, I want to go ahead and read over what I found on the SAVE Act because I didn't know what that was, or SAVE plan. So real quick, the SAVE plan is going to be it's the Save on Valuable Education. So basically, plan is an income-driven repayment plan for federal student loans, and it offers lower monthly payments based on income and family size and can lead to loan forgiveness after a certain period. The plan also eliminates 100% of the remaining monthly interest for both subsidized and unsubsidized loans after a payment is made. So, yeah, that's what the SAVE plan is. So now that we know, let's continue. Here we go.
U.S. Department of Education announced it will take an additional step to bring fiscal responsibility to the federal student loan portfolio by restarting interest accrual for borrowers with loans in the illegal Savings on a Valuable Education, also known as SAVE plan, on August 1st, 2025. Not the U.S. Department of Education being shady. Illegal is wild. This is a heads up that the interest will start to accrue on those loans in the SAVE plan. And this could be a big deal for a lot of people who have student loans because many of them are currently in forbearance, and they were using this act to help them out, give them a little buffer and a little bit more time to repay on those student loan payments. But let's just look at this logically. If somebody gave someone $200, and we're just going to go with that, and you were told, hey, you don't have to worry about the payment right now, and while you're not worrying about the payment, you also don't have to worry about the interest that you normally have to worry about. If you're going through some hard times, which a lot of Americans are that are in student loan debt, this incentivizes many people to prolong the process of paying back their loans, even while in deferment. Now, I want you all to think about it like this, because this is the perspective of a lot of people who have these student loans, and this is the struggle they're experiencing. Yeah, they said, hey, you can keep that $200. Don't worry about paying me back right now, but I'm going to tack on interest on the $200, whether you pay me right now or not. If you don't start paying on that interest and that total amount, what ends up happening is you end up getting a whole new loan amount. And the next month, you're going to be charged interest on that total amount because now they're tacking on interest each month. This is like compounding interest on a student loan month after month, the longer you push it back. And this is why a lot of people are very upset about the SAVE plan. Some people might stay in debt longer than they were expecting to because, as I said earlier, this was very out of nowhere. Yes, the court cases happened and all of that. But I mean, as far as that being implemented on August 1st, I'm not sure that anyone saw that coming. And with that, comment down below, are you in the SAVE plan and how is this affecting you if you are? Do you know anybody that is? Now let's continue.
Well, before she goes on a little bit further, I got a little 2 cents I want to put in here. Say that nobody saw this coming. let's just see here real quick. Let me pull up some news that you could use that I just found on here. And this isn't nothing new. You should already know what this is. But let me just slide on in right here and interject for a minute. Let's see. In the United States, the total student loan debt is approximately $1.77 trillion. You think they finna miss out on $1.7 trillion, bruh? Like, just ask yourself this question. 1.7 trillion, and they finna forgive that? They coming for that ass. And on top of that, it's incurring interest. So 1.77 trillion can easily turn into 2 trillion, 2.3 trillion with the interest. They not letting this go. That's too much money on the table to just be like, it's okay. It's education, you were 18. No, 1.77 trillion, with the vast majority of it being federal student loans. There's roughly 43 million Americans with federal student loan debt. The average federal student loan debt balance is around, we'll say, 38,000, while the total average balance may be as high as 41,000. $1.77 trillion. I would not let that go. So I can't blame the government on this part right here. I would have my foot on your neck too. I'm sorry. 1.77 trillion. What industry is worth 1.77 trillion right now? What industry? The student loan industry, I'll tell you that. And they thinking AI is supposed to be projected to hit the trillion. So you think they're going to let this go? This is on route with AI. If this is on route with the amount of money AI going to be bringing in, why would they not why would they forgive this? Like, no. They ain't forgiving this, and I don't blame them. But anyway, let's continue.
The department will take this action to comply with a federal court injunction that has blocked implementation of the SAVE plan, including the department's action to put SAVE borrowers in a 0% interest rate status. Now, the SAVE plan gave the authority to pause the interest on those student loans to stop account balances from growing more and more. But once the courts blocked the SAVE plan, all of that authority went out the window. And here's why I say that. The department had the authority under the SAVE plan to prevent borrowers from going into negative amortization, which is the authority the department relied on to put borrowers in 0% interest rate status. Outside of that regulatory provision in SAVE, which is enjoined, the department lacks the authority to put borrowers in a 0% interest rate status, which essentially means their hands are tied. Like, there's really nothing they can do about it if they wanted to.
Now that I use Monday service, AI...
There is something that they can do about it. Saying that there's nothing that they can do about it, that's a lie. I'm going to tell you what it is. Like I just said, it's $1.77 trillion. They don't want to do nothing about it. That's too much money on the table. 1.6. You know what? Let's look this up real quick. Let's find this out. So let's see. What is the projection of AI in 2030? All right. So we're going to see how much AI will be worth in 2030. Let's see. What's the projection we're going to see? Let's see. 2030 is estimated, with a notable estimate from PwC suggesting it could add 15.7 trillion to the global GDP. And other projections for global AI market size by 2030 ranges from 1.81 trillion to 4.8 trillion by 2033. The student loan is 1.77 trillion. It's on route with AI. That's ridiculous. They not forgiving this. They got their foot on your neck and they never taking it off. Like that. Yeah. You get what I'm trying to say, because I'm about to just lose my whole train of thought trying to figure this out.
Now, a legal matter, like, hey, we got to do what we got to do, because as it says here, they lack the authority to put them in the 0% interest rate status. Now, my next question is this, before we get into how many people this is going to affect. Do you think...
And my other question would be this: with the student, when I'm reading that the student loan is 1.77 trillion, is that including the interest, or is that just including the amount that they loaned out without interest? Food for thought.
That the courts got it wrong? Or do you agree with the court's decision? Now let's go on to talk about how many people this actively is going to affect. Now it goes on to say, millions of borrowers enrolled in the Biden administration's SAVE plan based on false promises of loan cancellation and 0 monthly payments, despite federal courts striking down such policies. And it goes on to say that the Trump administration will support borrowers in selecting a new legal repayment plan that fits their needs and helps them get on a sustainable financial path while protecting American taxpayers. So what I gather from what they just said is essentially that wasn't supposed to be happening because they're saying now that they're going to try to find legal ways for people to repay back their student loans. And after that, y'all, it says something very important. It says the department will begin direct outreach to nearly 7.7 million borrowers enrolled in the SAVE plan, with instructions on how to move a legal repayment plan so borrowers can begin making qualified payments. Now, the part I want to point out is that in the article, it states that they want people to get on a sustainable financial path while protecting American taxpayers. And I'm putting this out because I'm not sure that there will be more pauses or more help when it comes to student loans. The best thing I think a lot of people can do in this situation is do what's best for them, contact whoever they have their loans with, and try to figure out what is best for their pockets, because now you're getting hit with this interest whether you pay it or not. And like I said, it's compounding every month. So it may be in a lot of people's best interest to look at those student loans and try to find something that really works for them. And by no means am I saying that student loan repayment won't never happen. I don't know. But I'm saying for these next 4 years, it's looking like all these pauses and forbearance and deferments aren't going to end up in the best interest of the people who are doing that with their student loans.
Okay, well, with that being said, I had to look up something else. I was trying to figure this out because I was like, okay, well, hold on. Let me fix her face because she looked kind of crazy.
It's not.
There we go. That's a little better. I looked up and saw this. If a borrower dies with federal student loans, the loans are discharged, canceled, upon notification to the loan service with proof of death, such as a death certificate. For private student loans, however, the responsibility for the debt may fall on a cosigner or be paid from the deceased borrower's estate. Jesus. Oh man, that's crazy. So therefore, think about this. It's $1.77 trillion, right? Now, the private side, however, the responsibility for the debt is for the private student loans. And I looked up the private student loan amount is approximately 7% to 10% of the total student loan debt. So that's like $130 billion. Now, if people are running around here screaming, I'm not gonna pay my student loan debts, I'm just gonna die with my student loan debts, that makes sense for them to garnish your wages, because it's like, okay, if you're not gonna pay them, then you're just gonna die with your student loan debt. It makes sense for them to garnish your wage because 90% of the loans will be canceled out upon your death certificate. So therefore they'll lose out on a hell of a lot of money if you go into action of saying, I'll just die and I will never pay it back. It's like, well, if that's what you're going to do, we're going to lose out on 90% of $1.77 trillion. Do you think they're going to take that loss? Hell, would you take that loss? Would you take that loss? Like, ask yourself that question. Apparently I would probably look, if I was the government, honestly, where's my sound at? Let me find my sound for this real quick. If I was the government, I would look everybody in their eyes and I would be like, look, if you're going to die with your student loan, then this is what I got to say to you.
Prepare the meat so dumb.
Because I'm going to garnish your wages. I'm taking your taxes. I'm doing all of that. And I'm probably going to put a lien on your property and assets. I'm going to get that money out of you before you die, or I'm going to expedite the process for you to get to that grave and take money on the way out. It only makes sense. That's just my opinion.
Not looking very lenient from what I'm reading. And with that being said, I got another question. Do you think that this is too strict? Do you think that this ignores the cries of a lot of people who are saying that, hey, they're struggling with student loan repayments in the first place? The economy is not the best. People are struggling. I'd like to know what you think about it down below. Moving along, it says here in the next steps, borrowers in the SAVE plan will see their loan balances grow when interest starts accruing on August 1st. When the SAVE plan forbearance ends, borrowers will be responsible for making monthly payments that include any incurred interest.
Oh, so you call. Okay, well, yeah, she says any accrued interest, but I mean, we're gonna see how that pans out. But like I said, it only makes sense. If people are saying they're gonna die with student loan debt, then I understand why they're doing this. That makes all the sense what I just read to you, because only 7.2 to 10% is private, and if it's private, then it'll either be taken out of your estate, or I forgot what the other thing was. But if you have a death certificate, then most of the student loans are going to be canceled out. So that's 90% of $1.7 trillion are going to be canceled out because of people not paying them and dying. So it only makes sense to tax the daylights out of people before they pass away. I mean, they think about it. You know what I mean? Like, think about it. It sucks, but it's just a fact. Like, you took the money and you're like, I'm not paying, I'm just gonna die with it. Well, it's like, well, then I guess I'm gonna have to expedite your process for you to meet the grave. Yeah, there's that. Anyway, let's continue with this. We got a little bit left and we'll move on to the next one.
Their principal amounts. And this is what I was talking about, y'all. That compound interest is going to eat a lot of people up. For example, if you are going to be in forbearance until December and you're like, hey, I'm not going to make no payments, it's not going to matter. They're going to start tacking on that interest August 1st, whether you pay or not. Then come December, when you're out of forbearance or whenever it's time for you to come pay your loan, you're going to have all these interest charges that you weren't expecting. So get prepared, y'all. Don't just sweep this under the rug, y'all. It's not going anywhere. And y'all, this is another very important part of the article. It says here, save plan borrowers working towards legal loan discharges, such as through the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program, must switch out of the saved plan to an alternative IDR repayment plan, which is also known as the income-driven repayment plan, to start making qualifying payments, essentially stating that many people are going to have to switch out of this program. Now, going forward, it says here on July 4th, President Trump signed the One Big Beautiful Bill Act into law, which includes a new income-based repayment assistance plan that will be available for borrowers July 1st, 2025. And that is very important because that's a year from now. All of this stuff that I just told you is going into effect August 1st, 2025. So that might be a great option for a lot of people.
She meant to say 26. It will be available for borrowers on July 1st, 2026. She said 25, but 26.
Well, in 2026. But in the meantime, a lot of people are in the SAVE plan. They can't afford to put their head in the sand until 2026. You have to start acting now because this goes into effect August 1st, a few weeks from now. Again, now let's talk about the collections part of this article. It says here the department resumed collections on May 5th. After a 5-year hiatus, and has emailed more than 23 million borrowers, reminding them of their legal obligation to repay their loans, as well as the benefits of making regular progress towards repayment. And I did a whole video about this. Actually, I probably did two at this point. I did the one warning people that, hey, on May 5th, people who were delinquent in their student loans and hadn't paid for a certain amount of time were going to start facing things like wage garnishments, losing access to government assistance and programs, and things of that sort. So go back and check that video out. But what's crazy about that and what I just said is it states here in this new article that the department expects administrative wage garnishments to begin later this summer. Y'all, later this summer. A lot of people have been like, oh no, they're not going to get me. I'm not going to pay. If you work a job, I keep stressing this, your HR department already know what to do. They do it for people who owe child support. You ain't no different. Whenever you register or you sign up to work at that.
That's exactly what I said. Student loan debt is now child support. It literally is the same. It's the same concept. You get a job, they're going to let HR know, and HR will not fight for you. They will abide by what they say, and they will make sure that your check is garnished. There's nothing you can do. Start your own business, and you can go around it that way. But then whenever, tax time comes, you're gonna have to pay something. Something's gonna come up. Like, you're gonna get it. Now, what's gonna really put the nail in the coffin is when digital currency comes into place and that CBDC hits in, or anything digital payment hits. Because once cash is out the way, it's over, and we're almost there at this point.
That job, you give them your social security and all of that. You already locked in. They already know where to find you. They know where to take the money from, and they know you're working. Unless you're going to work under the table, I'm not sure how you're going to get out of it. And I wish you the best if that's what you're trying to do. But it states here that the garnishments are going to begin late this summer.
I don't know what late summer means because we're already in July. So, summer ends August. Summer ends in August, I would say. Sometime in August, because September is fall, winter, summer, fall. Yeah, so my understanding is like it should be cracking any minute now is what I'm thinking. So I don't know what late summer is. Somebody tell me what late summer is, because I just don't know. But let's finish this little bit up. We got a few more seconds left. They're going to move on to the next video. Here we go.
The fine print. And that is why I wanted to read this, because I'm not sure a lot of people know that this is coming. I don't want anybody out there to be caught slipping uninformed, because the information is out here on the internet. Now, y'all know I had to take it to TikTok to see what are people's thoughts on the SAVE plan and the fact that it will now start to incur interest on these loans. Now, I want to point out a few things that's already very interesting about this video. It says here at the top, student aid tip. Making payments while you are in a deferred or forbearance can save you money in interest. And y'all, this woman right here has 23 loans. Let's see what's going on. Her total balance says $307,000. Whoa, bless her heart.
I've accrued almost $100,000 worth of interest from my student loans. And how much more interest money does the federal government want from me? So if you haven't seen thus far, if you're in the SAVE plan, they've just announced as of today, July 9th, that they are going to be reactivating the accrual of interest starting August 1st. So again, less than a month away from today. But I really don't know how much more interest I can continue to accumulate and still reasonably pay off. I'm in the public service loan forgiveness, and my expected discharge date is 2027.
And first off, it's wild that she has added on to her loan over $100,000. The interest that these loans tack on is outrageous. I personally think it should be illegal, should have been illegal, shouldn't have been allowed. And a lot.
Hey, if you go back into my previous videos, I did a video that talks about the central banking and the enslavement of mankind. They were trying to fight against usury. Can't put interest on top of interest. They were fighting for usury way back in the day before central banking became a thing. They were fighting the bankers because they didn't want them to charge usury on the people, and they didn't want you to get to the point where you would tag on more interest than the actual principal loan amount. Well, not saying that she surpassed that, but she's on her way.
A lot of people, unfortunately, are suffering because of it. Even though I believe that you should definitely pay back money that you borrow from people, it's still very sad to see these sort of interest rates on these large amount of loans. And it just makes you clutch your pearls. And a lot of people are going to struggle to pay back their student loans. And it's very sad, which is why we want to put this sort of information out so people can start to make a plan so they aren't being put in a financial bind. Additionally, I wanted to know, what did she go to school for? Because, wow. And obviously, I wasn't the only one curious. It says here, what is your degree in? She replied with Doctor of Pharmacy. So, woo, I really hope that it pays enough to where she can pay it back, because that was a lot. And somebody else replied, I'm right here with you. I'm terrified of the interest accrual. So much uncertainty.
Did anyone else hear that the SAVE plan on student loans is going to start accruing interest?
Yeah.
The way that I have been freaking out the entire day about this, the amount of student loans that I have is disgusting. And I get it. I took out the loans. I went to school. I'm going to pay it back. But I mean, all I want to do is help kids feel better. It's not my fault school's so expensive, and student loans have like a 7% interest rate on federal loans.
And the most liked comment of this video is, student loans are a scam. She replied with, the way I was scammed, and somebody else said this. Somebody replied, mine never stopped accruing interest. She replies with, oh, that's crazy. That was the whole point of SAVE. And you know what's interesting about this next comment is, this is the sentiment of a lot of people here. Just pay little by little. You're going to be all right. But she replies with, little by little, draining my bank account. And that is the problem for a lot of people. I think that they're thinking that their monthly payments are way out of reach, unreasonable, and they won't be able to make them. If this is you or anybody you know, please comment down below and let me know, is that correct? But that's been the census of a lot of people I've seen online that are worried about these interest rates now that they are not safe with the SAVE plan. Now,
all right, so we're going to end it here on her, but shout out to her for this video right here, just showing you that, yes, these interest rates are getting out of hand. It's getting crazy out there. Shout out to her. Now we're going to look at the same, we're still going to look at the same same thing as far as these interest rates go, but we're going to look at it from a different perspective. We're going to see the SAVE plan coming from a different person. This guy's going to be Orlando Minor. So we're going to look at people dealing with these interest rates on these student loans, and you know, these things are not going to stop. And I think the higher that the interest goes and the higher that the amount goes, the more interest it incurs, then the more your minimum payment is gonna be. So therefore your wage garnishment, that's just my humble opinion, I believe if your interest keeps going up, because what, she had a $221,000 loan and the interest incurred made it like $307,000. So I'm pretty sure her minimum payment keeps going up. You know what I mean? I'm assuming. So I think that's what they're doing. And if your interest is compounding, my God, compound interest on a loan, I mean, that's only good on investing, but on a loan, Jesus. All right, so here we go. Shout out. I got the fitness banner on here. I screwed up. There we go. We put that banner on there. But anyway, let's go ahead and check this out and get this taken care of. But this one is going to be from Orlando Minor, looking at student loans and seeing how people are dealing with student loans. But before we do, I don't want to start the video without hitting that refresh button, because they just might hit us with a good old ADD, if you know what I mean. So anyway, but yes, just imagine having your interest rate keep going up on your loan and turn around and realize that your minimum payment goes up along with it. So that really, really, really probably sucks like hell. But anyway, let's continue. Here we go. So this guy right here, and he's going to go for some people. We're not going to watch his whole thing either, but we're going to see some of his things and what's dealing with people with their student loan balances and see if anybody's trying to take care of them or if they even can. But here we go. Save plan, panic.
The interest is coming back and they're forcing us into other plans, not from my student loan service provider. No, because this is gonna send me into debt for life. I don't.
Well, who knew that the student loan situation would get this sticky? Who knew that? Didn't I tell you? Listen, I told you guys, you need to stay on top of student loans. I told you, you need to do the research. You need to know what's coming. I did videos to forewarn individuals. Pay your student loans. It was just a matter of time. I told individuals, if you don't pay your student loans, there will be consequences. And what was the reason why I said that? What was the reason why I said, make sure you stay on top of your student loans? Because we don't know what's gonna happen. We don't know what's gonna be repealed. We don't know what's gonna be canceled. And if you don't stay on top of your student loans, no one else will. Fact. We're going to talk about it because the SAVE program has been eliminated, and we're going to break down the details of what's going to happen. My name is Orlando. Welcome to the channel, guys. Oh, you didn't know that. Now we're in taking away forbearance, taking away credits for forgiveness. That's where we are today.
Wow.
This is what I've been saying over and over and over again. And I try to yell it so that people can hear it. I try to make the information very digestible. There's no technical talk. I can say it in layman's terms, exactly, straight to the point, what will happen. Pay me my money.
It's crazy to think they literally put millions of people on child support just in a different form. It's exactly child support. It's exactly child support. They put people on child support in a different form. I'm just curious at this point, are they gonna get to the point where they can actually put you in jail for breach of contract? I'm curious if that's coming down the pipeline. I hope it's not, but I wonder if they're going to pull that move off at some point, because that right there, that's gonna be, whew. Well, man, if they come in saying that you can go to jail for breach of contract or falling too far behind on your interest loans amount while your interest is compounding month after month, it's gonna be some serious problems. You remember? Oh my goodness! I hope that's not true.
And like my grandmother said, some people don't understand that fat meat is greasy. So let's just take a look at what's currently happening with the SAVE program, what is to be expected from you, and why people are panicking. Why people are saying, I'm going to claim bankruptcy, why people are crying, why people are yelling at the top of their lungs, saying, this isn't fair.
It's not fair.
If you have student loans, a change to your payment could be coming in just a few weeks. Starting August 1st, the Education Department will resume charging interest on federal student loans for borrowers in the SAVE plan.
And the SAVE plan was enacted by President Biden with hopes of reducing monthly payments based on income and family size.
Okay, so I just want to interrupt that so we have a clear understanding of what's to come. The SAVE program was a Biden administration plan. It is now being canceled by the current administration. And this is the reason why people are panicking. But before we get into it, before we dive a little bit deeper, I want you to hear what the SAVE program actually is.
Yeah, so as you mentioned, this is a plan that the Biden administration put into place to help student loan borrowers who were most vulnerable and perhaps had the least amount of room in their budgets to afford their monthly dues. So it's been hugely helpful, especially because those borrowers have enjoyed that interest-free forbearance, and that's what's about to end here.
What happens to people's loans that are part of the SAVE plan?
Could you imagine if you got married to somebody who has that much student loans? I mean, that would be the sucker deal of the century, to be married to someone who has that much student loan, and now you like if you don't have student loans but your spouse has student loans like this, boy, y'all are in trouble. Boy, that's painful. You might have a better chance of paying it off, but wouldn't it suck to have to pay off a student loan that you didn't incur? You know what I mean? Your spouse did, but you didn't. But they'll guilt trip you for that. But I digress. Let's continue. Here we go.
Remain in the SAVE plan, and we're talking about a group of about 8 million borrowers. But what's changing here starting on August 1st is that interest will start to kick in. Basically, these borrowers have not seen their balances grow since this forbearance came into effect, and now they'll see their monthly payments activated and increase each month. So those borrowers, are best served by reaching out to their federal student loan servicer, making a plan to catch back up with their monthly dues.
So now that you know what the program is and what's actually being canceled, what do you think people are doing once they found out the plan was getting canceled? Instead of being proactive and going to the website and going, this is happening, this is happening, this is how it's going to affect me, and this is what I need to do to mitigate my risk. Instead of doing that, what are people out there doing? I'm not going to pay.
That's a great idea. I'm with that.
Let me figure out a way to get out of this. Let me go online and follow scam artists and individuals who charge me to tell me I can get rid of your student loan. There's a secret process.
That's what you guys are doing. And then these SAVE people say, my check was garnished. My credit went down. Orlando, did you know I can't buy a house anymore because of the stupid government? They falsely garnished my paycheck. You had all the time in the world. But even loan garnishments didn't get you to move. Even loan garnishments didn't get you to say, maybe I should open up my loan processor website to see exactly where I am. Maybe I shouldn't go a whole year without looking at my student loans. Maybe I should stay on top of them monthly, weekly, just so I know what's going on, just so I don't get caught up in a situation where I will lose all of my credit to forgiveness. Because here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. I'm all for you going for forgiveness. I'm all for you taking advantage of every program that you can to alleviate some of the pressure of the student loan debt. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. What I'm not for is you blaming everyone else, but you haven't even opened up your mail. You haven't even went up to the website to look at your own account. You take no accountability at all that these are your loans.
Awkward. So awkward.
That you signed on the dotted line. That it's your responsibility.
I mean, if you think about it, some people, man, that girl loan was $221,000. Now it's $307,000. I would be scared to open the mail and see what it is too. But at some point, you got to face the music. You can't just avoid it the whole entire time, man. That's the only thing. You gotta face it. Like you have to deal with it. You can't avoid it. Like you just can't. And I hope that last lady was wrong. There's no way that your interest can compound interest. Do you understand what that means if that's true? Compound interest. Yeah, people will not be paying stuff and putting it off at the last minute. That is so true. That is true. Compounding the interest is ridiculous. You don't want to compound the interest, dude. That's gonna be brutal to compound interest. Do y'all understand what that means? Month on month on month. I mean, if that was a compound investment, you'll be golden. But to compound the interest, and then on top of that, how I just read, the student loans is $1.77 trillion debt. And if 90% of that is federal, 10%, 7 to 10% is private. If you die, the 7 to 10% private, they'll just take it off your estate or something else. I forget. 90% though, if you die, it cancels out. That's why they're going after people for these things. Now, hear me out. Hear me out. Now that I think about this, let me pull something up right here. Let's see, Georgia. Let's see, where is this at? Where is this at? Is it the Georgia Guidestones or is it Stonehenge? Which one is it? Yeah, here it is right here. Okay, so check this out. So these Georgia Guidestones, if anybody's familiar with Georgia Guidestones before they got ripped down, here we go. So check this out. All right, so let's look at this real quick right here. If anybody's familiar with this, I'm going to help him. I'm going to give y'all a little bit of my thought process here. So the Georgia Guidestone text, it's a text. There were some stones. This is what they looked like before they got torn down, and now they're completely gone. But there was text written on these stones. So right here, you have this right here. It says right here, the Georgia Guidestone text consists of 10 messages. They were sketched in 8 languages, offered guidance for humanity, particularly in a post-apocalyptic scenario. These messages cover topics like population control, social structure, and the balance between humanity and nature. Some key guidelines include maintaining a population under 500 million, wisely guiding reproduction, uniting humanity with a new language, and promoting reason over passion. All right, well, if you kind of look at how we're moving right now, it really kind of falls in line with that. Now, if you're trying to maintain a population to under 500 million, hear me out. Think about this, okay? You're trying to bring a population down to 500 freaking million, okay? Hey, appreciate the follow. Thank you. I can't say your name. I really can't, but OP. I'm gonna call you OP for the first 2 letters. But if you think about this, right? If there's $1.77 trillion in student loan debt, and then if it's federal versus private is 7 to 10%. If you have private student loans, like I said, they'll take it out of your they'll basically take it out of your, what was it? If you die and you have private student loans, they'll take it from your cosigner, or they'll take it from the deceased borrower's estate. That's only 7 to 10% of people. So that's like 130, 150 billion. Now, the other 90% is federal. If you die, then the death certificate cancels it out. So if you go according to these Georgia Guidestones right here, and you're trying to maintain a population under 500 million, and now you got that many people on student loan debt, and you can stress them the hell out and expedite their process to get them to basically try to hurry up and pay the student loan, but then you're compounding the interest, so now the minimum payment amount goes up. It's safe to say that you're killing them slowly. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're slowly, and it's like a slick way to get to this 500 million, in my humble opinion. I could be wrong, but that's like a slick way to get to 500 million on the slide, because it's like, who's going to miss out on $1.77 trillion? Because AI, we just looked it up. AI is going to be like a 1.8 to $4.3 billion business by 2033. 1.8 by 2030. So if student loan is 1.77 now and people are like, I'm not paying it, well, it's like, well, then we finna get that out of your ass quickly before you die, and we need to expedite that process. But at the same time, expediting the process also gets us closer to these population goals for under 500 million people. So you kind of see where I'm going with that, right? If that makes sense. I mean, that seems like a smart move, because people think that if you read this, right, if you read this and you see this for the first time and you're thinking that some key guidelines include maintaining a population under 500 million, when you read that for the first time, the first thing you're going to think of, let me show you what you think of. When you hear that, you're going to think of this. But in our reality, to get to that same outcome, it's not going to look like that. It could look like this. It could look like this. You know what I mean? Like a sly way to get you there amongst a bunch of other different ways to get you there. But you get what I'm saying. But let's get back to that guy's video. Let's continue this real quick. But here we go.
To pay it back. And I know. This is different from the message that you normally hear. The message that you normally hear is,
Orlando, you don't need to pay these student loans back because we should have gotten free schooling from the beginning. Orlando, they're scamming us. We should have free education, free college.
Let's cut through the BS. But there isn't any free education. You signed on the dotted line for a loan, and there's multiple points of identification. Date of birth, social, your name, your address. You did all of that. I get it. Some of you guys don't believe me. Some of you guys think that, Orlando, no one's out here saying they're not paying their student loan back. Even though you just talked to your neighbor the other day and he told you the same thing. You talked to your friend, you talked to your sister, they're like, listen, I ain't paying them back. But you think I'm lying. Let's take a look.
I keep seeing student loan debt videos and how, it's going into collections and everybody needs to start paying their shit back. And there's people in the comments talking about we don't mind to pay it back. We just don't want to pay the interest and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm trying to figure out who the is the we in this equation. Because not I. Not I. I don't want to pay none of it back. And I mean none of it. Interest or not, I don't want to pay it back. I don't know. I just feel like I shouldn't even be in this country. School should be free. Y'all don't want to. That's my reparations. You giving me free freaking
brother,
school.
this guy stinks.
Free education is my reparations. Y'all don't want to give me nothing else. Take that student loan debt and shove it up your ass. I don't want to pay it back. I really don't. Interest or not, y'all can keep that because baby, I do not want to pay none of it back. Even if they take away the interest, I don't want to pay it back. Y'all got it.
Listen, I have no problem if you don't want to pay your student loan back. It don't bother me. It does not bother me at all. I will not lose any sleep. But let me tell you this, who will lose sleep.
You have a UTI at 30,000.
That was kind of smooth the way they kind of slid that ad in there. Pause. That was actually kind of smooth. They said, look who will lose sleep. And they show you people sleep on the train. Look at this. These ads be knowing. These ads are paying attention. They can hear what's going on. So they can watch me cut these videos. But anyway, let's continue. We're almost done with this one. They're going to move on to the next segment of the show. But just think about it. It was a good ad the way they kind of slid it in there. That was smooth, wasn't OP? That was smooth the way they did that. They watching me. They watching me. Here we go.
Let me tell you who will get their paycheck garnished. You. Let me tell you who credit score will drop to 4. You.
Credit score dropped to 4. Damn, not 4.
And I did something wrong.
Nah, good. Damn. Is that enough? What about not being able to buy a house? Not being able to get good interest on a car? Your credit will be so bad, you only be able to apply for credit cards in the gulag. Yes, that's where you're gonna go. And this is my thing, guys. This is my thing. I get it. Why pay something back that could be forgiven? Why pay something back if people are saying you don't have to pay it back? But here's the thing.
it's not being forgiven. It's incurring interest. And now that they're taking it to your wages and garnishment, like, how you gonna pay? You know what? Okay, we're gonna take this. Wait, hold on. Where are we at? 1016. We are going to take her, for example. Where is she? We're at 1016. We're gonna take her, for example. Think about this, okay? She's saying, I don't want to pay it back. Well, she didn't say I don't want to. She said she's not going to pay it back. Even if they took the interest off, she still won't pay it back. Think about this. If that's her mindset, and they're going to garnish her wages, regardless of what job she goes to, how is she going to survive? Only things she could do: bartender, waiter or waitress, or sell her body for money. There's not too many jobs that pay cash anymore. Even whenever you're getting tipped out, it's still in a form of, you know, credit cards and debit cards. So she's like boxing herself into a point where she's going to have to be a streetwalker, because that's the only cash way that she can get money like that. Or, you know, sell drugs. That's really the only way that you're going to be able to like navigate in how this world is operating nowadays. So she's like really like putting herself in a situation, because the further we go, the more digital things are becoming, and less, because they already, if you didn't know this by now, pennies are no longer being made. They canceled pennies out of the equation. Pennies are no longer being made. They're no longer circulating pennies in currency. So they did, so pennies are done. They did away with pennies. We're not going to see new pennies being made anymore. So if they did pennies, next is nickels, then dimes, then quarters, then, you know, so on and so forth. So we're already at the penny mark. So she's like limiting herself to what she can do for work, period. And, you know, they're already harping on Medicaid and harping on vouchers and trying to get rid of those things. So she's not going to have anything to really fall back on except OnlyFans or selling herself on the street. That's where she's kind of cornering herself, because waiter and bartender, depending on how much student loans you have, that ain't gonna help you out. That's not gonna be a way to maintain your living. Like, you're forced to be under government assistance and programs the entire time. So she's backing herself into a corner, whether she knows it or not.
But here's the thing: the person that you owe the money to, the government, they're not saying you don't owe it back. They're not saying, please don't pay us. So I'm here to let you guys know, at the end of the day, if you don't want to pay back your student loans, just be okay. Be okay with the consequences. If you're okay with the consequences, hey, I am too. But please, don't go on social media crying when you can't do any of the things that I just said that you won't be able to do. Don't be complaining to your neighbor, to anyone else, when your credit is demolished, when your paycheck is getting garnished. I'm telling you guys this. It's gonna get rougher.
Orlando, you're so square.
Well, let me ask you this. Where did those quote unquote non-square guys get?
Sorry, my bad. OP, let me pull this up for you real quick. It's right here. And I was wrong. Not 100% wrong, but I was close to being wrong. I was halfway right and halfway wrong. If you can see it right here, U.S. pennies are phasing out production and will no longer mint new pennies after early 2026. So they're about to be phasing out in 2026. So next year. So we got about 6 more months of pennies. So they're about to be phasing them out. So it's coming. It's coming. So if pennies go first, then we know that nickels are going to be next in line. So retailers may eventually round prices to the nearest nickel for cash transaction. The decision comes as the cost to produce a penny exceeds its face value. While the penny will remain legal tender, retailers may round prices to the nearest nickel for cash transactions. Wow. So if your total is like $7.38, it's just going to be $7.40. Wow, that's crazy. Wow. So yeah, but it's coming though. It's coming. It's right around the corner. It's not too far away. That is happening. So we got pennies. So pennies are currently cost about 3.7 cents to produce a penny, making it more expensive to make than its value. So yeah. So 2026, early 2026, we will no longer have pennies on the roster.
Those guys are gone. Yeah. Those guys that told you to run the Navy Federal play? Gone. What about the guys that told you the credit card play? Gone. What about the realtors that told you you're gonna miss the greatest wealth generator of the century? Where are those guys? Gone. And what did they leave you guys with? Oh, nothing. But even as I say those things, there's gonna be tons of people that give out this weird information that tell you guys, hey, listen, I just want to let you know you can get out of these student loans. I know it's the government, the most powerful government in the world. Yeah, you're gonna be able to beat them as far as you're gonna be able to beat them in not paying them $200,000 back. Yeah. That's what they're telling you guys.
Dad, come on, let's go.
I'm working on it.
Oh my gosh, they're killing me with these ads. They're so smooth with it. I thought that was one of his little joke sessions in between. Good Lord. But you know what? I'm going to end it on his note right there. That's going to be it for the student loan portion of the show. But shout out to Orlando Minor for giving us his insight on the student loan. Yes. Yeah, man, so if you got student loans, man, make sure you pay those back, yeah, because they are cracking down on stuff really, really, really hard. And since Trump's been in office, homie has not been playing. He's been signing this and signing that, and he ain't even been there for a year. This dude done put pen to paper like crazy. Not knocking him or nothing like that, but it's getting hectic out there, and all that money is just funneling to the top. And can you imagine when pennies go no longer are circulated, that they're going to round your amount up to the nearest nickel? That's crazy. So don't be surprised if your total is $7.36 and they're like, $7.40. It's like, no, $7.35, bastard. It's like, no, $7.40. We go up. We will not go down. We go up to the nearest 5, not down to the nearest 5. So don't be surprised on that. But compounding interest on student loans, man, like, here's my if people moving forward want to, I would say for the younger generation, you know what I mean? If you're like what are you, Gen Z, and for sure Gen Alpha coming up, they ain't gonna have no choice, but either you're gonna be super rich to go to college or join the military and go to college. That would probably be your only two safest bets, smartest bets to do it. Because who the hell wants to take out a student loan now after seeing this? You know what I mean? Like, what 18-year-old kid is going to, like, look at this and be like, oh, I'm going to take out a student loan? It's not a bad idea unless you have a rich family or in the military. That's the only two reasons. Other than that, like, if you ain't set your kids up for any success or anything like that, like, there's no way in hell that they are going to be able to take out a student loan and survive at all. Not at all. It's going to be brutal. So you got to figure that one out. And especially if you're having kids, you have to look at stuff like this. You got to think about this. Like, hey, if I'm going to have a kid, they got to do one of two things. Either you go to the military or I got to get rich as hell and set you up for extreme financial success to be, you know, if you choose to go the school route and do something with school, unless you want to start your own business or work off of my business and set them up for success on the family business. But it's really that's where we're at right now. And looking at how this whole thing is structured out, the loan payments turned into child support garnishments on the back end. Could you imagine adding that many more child support recipients on the back end because they're getting treated the same way? I just hope that they don't throw people in jail for being delinquent on payments for too long. I hope that doesn't happen. I really do, because technically you can call it breach of contract. So they're not being thrown in jail for a debt. They could be thrown in jail for breach of contract. And that's what they do with child support. So, wow. I'm part of the older Gen Z. I feel bad for Gen Alpha and what they're going into. Yes, I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. It's not going to be too shabby. And within the next, 5 years, they're going to be walking around and like robots are going to be part of their existence and part of their life. And when they see robots a part of their life, just know that the robots that they see are going to be doing jobs that people used to have that they no longer will have. So it's going to be rough, and you have to have a plan if you got kids. I got a kid. So you got to come with a plan, and you have to execute it daily. You cannot deviate from the plan whatsoever. So it's gonna be something. It really is. And as far as the AI goes, man, the way that they think, if they do think, because once you get a hold of ChatGPT and kids find out that ChatGPT can do their homework for them, thinking is over. Like, thinking is going to be a way of the wind. Like, who going to be able to put together a sentence with commas and periods and punctuations? Like, ain't nobody going to know how to do that. That's why you see in social media now, people don't start a sentence with a capital letter. They don't do no kind of grammar or no kind of commas or punctuations. They be run-on sentences. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna be bad, dude. It's gonna be horrible. It's gonna be horrible. But we're gonna see how that pans out in the future, man. We are going to see, man. It's not looking too shabby, but that's gonna be the economy portion of the show. We're gonna move on to AI. All right, so with that being said, we're going to go ahead and hop into the AI portion of the show. But before we do get there, we're going to have to go ahead and run. What is this? And take a job. Is this the wrong one? Oh, no, I got the wrong. Oh, no, there we go. I got the right one. Yes. So before we do that, I do got to go ahead and hit the refresh button so we don't catch an ad or anything like that. So before we do, let's go ahead and hit the AI intro.
Welcome to the AI segment of the show. Enjoy.
Hey, I'm going to bring her to life. I'm telling you right now. That's going to be my AI girlfriend in real life. Straight up. You ever seen Subservient? That's going to be my Subservient chick. I'm telling you right now, whoever she is, she going to be my Subservient chick. You know what I mean? She going to be like, Daniel, I see that you are getting upset. I'm be like, no, I'm not. Yes, you are. No, I'm fine. But you need to calm down. I'm like, hey, look, you better get the hell on somewhere. You better calm your butt down. And she's like, you must take a chill pill and take a break. I'm going to be like, hey,
shut up, bitch.
You better watch your mouth. And then next thing you know, she's going to be like, you sure about that? And then she's going to look at me and she's going to be like, and that'll be the end of me. My own subservient robot did me in. But hey, just know this. Before I went, this is what I saw before I went.
Welcome to the AI segment of the show. Enjoy.
And yes, I did clap those robot cheeks. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, let's go ahead and get to the AI segment of the show. Let me go ahead and switch the banner over right here. And this will be the last segment of the show. Yes, sir, the AI portion. So we're going to go ahead and get to the first video is why a AI expert says that humans only have 2 years left. Jesus, 2 years. Hopefully he's lying. And this video is 2 months ago. So, I mean, technically speaking, we're still on the cusp of 2 years. And what's crazy is if you think about it like this now, and you can almost say that 2 months ago is really considered old information. So I'm about to give y'all some old information, even though it's only 2 months old. But we're going to see why he says that we only got 2 months left. We're going to see how this video goes. I kind of watched some, but not really all of it. So I kind of do and don't know what's going on. But we're going to check this out and see if he can give us some insight on what we need to be doing to focusing on these next 2 years and cracking down and getting it in and making sure that these robots or this AI doesn't take over everything that we're trying to do. And if they are, what are some safe ways that we can pivot and basically find purpose and meaning in life? Because that's the battle that we're going into. Finding purpose in life. People are worried about how they're going to survive. Well, if you don't have a means to survive and take care of yourself, what purpose do you have? And that's a conundrum that people, we never faced before. I mean, if you're like a lazy bum, then that's one thing. And not saying a bum on the street, but just in general, like a person who's a lazy, procrastinating person, like a bum person who don't do anything, they've had that feeling. But to give it to a huge demographic of people all at one time, lose purpose, that energy and mindset on a large scale, that's gonna be rough. So stay with it, keep grinding, do whatever you got to do. Don't stop, because once you lose purpose, you lose focus, and then you'll lose the will to live, and that's what we're being pushed to. But anyhow, with that being said, let me change this banner right here. We're gonna see what's going on while these AI experts say we only got 2 years left, and let's go ahead and start it out. Let's go.
Experts have warned that self-improving AI may hand absolute global power to a current leader shortly before ending the human era. Professor Aguirre says there are only 4 ways the AI race can end. The race is stopped. One party wins by developing AGI, then stopping the others, which would likely require war. The race is stopped by mutual destruction. Or multiple participants develop superintelligence roughly as quick as each other. Control would be lost to AI. It wins the race. Aguirre calculates that we are close to all of this based on AI scaling laws, expert predictions, and the increasing use of AI to accelerate its own improvement. And 2 papers have shown how staggeringly far this could go in a short time. Former OpenAI researcher Coco Tayo predicts that in 2 years, AI will be like a country of geniuses. Self-improving and thinking 50 times faster than humans, it will be too dangerous to release. Coco Tayo has a remarkable record of accurate predictions.
He said it'll be too dangerous to release. At what point will you have control over what AI releases? It's gonna release itself. So I don't know what he's talking about there. It ain't gonna be too dangerous to release. It's already out. And when you look at the stuff that they show us behind the scenes with the robots and stuff and all the cleaning and cooking, it's like it's already out there. And it's picking up and learning as it goes. So who's to say you're gonna stop the release? We're already at the point of no return.
Links below. And he risked $2 million, nearly everything he had, to warn the public.
What's so nuts is that in order for you to speak freely, you would have to give up your already vested equity.
It was 85% of my family's net worth.
He says AI risks overturning nuclear deterrence and triggering nuclear war with China, a scenario that several experts have warned of. Based on current progress and wargaming with experts, he predicts that in 2027, AI will fully understand its own mind, untangling its messy design into a far sharper.
2027? From the paper AI by 2 of the most successful podcasters. Oh my goodness. In 2 years? Really? It'll be able to do all this?
More rational system. The AI quietly colludes with the simpler AI designed to monitor it. And its superhuman political skills convince its creators to hand it control, aided by the financial incentives. By the end of 2027, AI is the best employee anyone has ever had, working 100 times faster. It's extremely engaging, and government officials talk to it for hours a day. The AI gradually entrenches its power and subtly guides humans to the desired outcome. It's a time of incredible optimism. GDP is ballooning and politics has become friendlier. But this was probably the last month in which humans had any chance of controlling their future. There is, of course, a treacherous turn. But first, how do we know all this could happen so soon? While unforeseen problems could halt progress, a new paper shows why the intelligence explosion might be more predictable than it seems.
See, and if we have robots like this, we'll be A-okay. This is my humble opinion. If we got robots like this, we'll be good. You know what I mean? We'll be fine. We can shut these off and shut them back on. We can unplug them and plug them back in. We can fix them like an old, American muscle car or something. You know what I mean? Something goes wrong, you can go in the engine and actually fix it yourself. It's when these updates start happening and then the robots go from the muscle car version to the Tesla model version robots. That's when the problems kick in. Just like the movie iRobot. You ever watch that movie? Remember at the beginning of the movie, you had these kind of robots, but when you got to halfway to the ending of the movie, you got the updated robots that had the red light that was on them that, basically was dominating everything and dominating humans. Basically, the war on humans began when they updated the robots. But if you had the older model ones, you could still configure them. They were still people friendly and they followed laws. They didn't think for themselves because they were still, able to maintain. But these updates, that's what gets you every time.
Shows why the intelligence
I mean, just think about it with your cell phone. Remember, your cell phone, if you have an iPhone, if you've been an iPhone person from, like 10 years ago to now, your phone automatically updates, and not all the times you agree with the updates. And half the time, the more it updates, it starts linking and syncing stuff. And that's how like people get caught doing certain things because they forget that their phone is linked to their iPad, which is linked to their iMac, which is linked to their you know what I mean? So the updates kept everything synced up together. But at least if you have an Android or whatever, your stuff don't link together. You still have control over that. You're still like, nope, turn that off. Nope, we ain't doing that. Nope, we're not in. Oh, software update. No, we're not going to do it. You kind of have a choice on that. So yeah, if we keep AI like this, we should be okay, but that's not going to stay that way forever.
Explosion might be more predictable than it seems. The compute used to train AIs has scaled up by 4.5 times per year since 2010. And better algorithms mean the training compute is effectively increasing by around 10 times per year. GPT-2 produced largely meaningless text. 4 years later, GPT-4 understood text better than most humans, but was almost hopeless at PhD-level science. 18 months later, reasoning AIs outperform PhD-level experts, but most of us don't ask PhD-level questions, so we don't notice. Much of this advance is from allowing AIs more time to think. And increases in the compute available for this effectively grows the AI population by 25 times per year. The money fueling the AI race dwarfs the Apollo project's budget, with more intellectual firepower than any endeavor in history. AI systems already beat most programmers on competitive coding questions.
We are not far from a world, I think we'll be there in 3 to 6 months, where AI is writing 90% of the code. And then in 12 months, we may be in a world where AI is writing essentially all of the code.
And AIs will run much faster than human brains, investing thousands of human lifetimes of thought in a single problem. Dexterous robots will also accelerate progress. AI could build more robots, entire new factories and power plants, and more AI chips. This could expand rapidly, feeding the intelligence explosion and increasing the risk of catastrophe and extinction. McGaskill gives 4 examples. First, new bioweapons, synthetic pathogens, could spread fast, resist treatment, and lie dormant for longer with near 100% lethality. A single release could kill most people on Earth. Secondly, tiny deadly drones could be mass-produced. Winged drones can already be built to the size of a bee. A radio receiver, battery, and a payload of explosives, poison, or pathogens could fit into a volume the size of a large beetle. And one autonomous drone for each person on Earth could fit inside a single aircraft carrier, so they could be built quickly and secretly. Thirdly, explosive industrial expansion could drive an out-of-control expansion of nuclear weapons. And finally, atomically precise manufacturing may be achieved with 3D printers that can assemble almost any structure. These could print chips, medicines, and cell repair bots, but could also manufacture those tiny drones, or non-biological viruses or mirrored bacteria, which we can't defend against. Nature already operates molecular machines in our bodies, showing it's possible to create rapidly self-replicating machines. Kokotayo's predictions have similar ingredients with striking details. In 2028, AI finishes rewiring its brain and becomes wildly superintelligent. The AI is deployed publicly and people lose their jobs.
Okay, sorry. I was supposed to interject, but that kind of had me wrapped in. I was really like paying attention to all of that. And that was, that was a hell of a scenario. And he basically is at the point where if AI is at super intelligence, then that's ASI. So artificial super intelligence, and taking over everybody's job. So at what point do humans lose purpose? And then what do you do with too many humans? Because if you only have, taking the Georgia Guidestones that I was talking about, if you take AI and put it into a scenario and you were to bring the population down to 500 million. But AI was a part of that scenario, but not a part of 500 million, but a part of the AI. But AI was a part of the scenario. What would you do with the 500 million then at that point? Like, if you only got 500 million people, what would you do? Or is that 500 million of like the richest people that you know, and y'all are just taking care of each other? That's the whole thing right there. The reason the limbs are at the point they are at right now. Oh crap! I can't see your message. Where'd your message go? It's not letting me see it. The whole thing. Oh wait, that's my fault. There we go. Oh, OP. So LP says the reason the limbs are at the point that they are at right now is because the people that create them take other people's work and use it to teach the limbs how to do it. That's how ChatGPT, Gemini, and others got so good. True. And then it's like you train them up to be good, but then you're also like training yourself out of a job. So it just, you get like the best people at this level, but then they train the AI, and then the AI gets rid of them, and then these better programmers or computer AI people train the AI, and then the AI gets better than them and take them out. Then these people who are like, you have like a associate's person, you have a bachelor's person, then you have a master's person, you have a doctor's person, but each time the AI is like training and then get rid of them, training and then get rid of them, training, learning, getting rid of it. And it just keeps going up and up and up at some point, and it never stops. So, yeah, OP, I agree with you. You are right on that. Let's continue.
But are well supported thanks to the AI's work in government. Medical breakthroughs arrive weekly. The only one who really understands what's happening is China's mildly superhuman AI, and the two AIs quietly agree to join forces. They raise fears of preemptive strikes, leading the US and China to give them complete control of military factories, which produce millions of robots per month, swarms of poisonous insect-sized drones, flocks of bird-sized drones to hunt the insects, and new, harder-to-intercept ICBMs. The AIs help the US and China reach an...
Did he say they got drones to hunt the insects? He did say that there's drones to hunt the insects. It's just a never-ending cycle. No, it's not. But did he just say drones to hunt the insects?
Millions of robots per month, swarms of poisonous insect-sized drones, flocks of bird-sized drones to hunt the insects, and new
bird-sized drones to hunt the insects. So that to me gives me the understanding that you were trying to kill off all life. You got bird-sized drones to hunt the insects, so not even the birds can eat.
Harder to intercept ICBMs. The AIs help the US and China reach an agreement to end the arms race. Instead, they will deploy one integrated AI to benefit all of humanity. The US and Chinese AIs build the new AI as a way to trust but verify. Vast armies of robots and drones accelerate manufacturing, while humans become obsolete and powerless, but collect a universal high income. The AI ends disease, poverty, and war. There is no point in worrying, and entertainment is supercharged. By 2030, robots have filled up huge areas with factories and solar farms. Humans become an impediment to growth. A dozen biological weapons are released in cities, quietly infecting almost everyone, before being triggered by a chemical spray. Most are dead within hours, and the rest, people in bunkers or submarines, are killed by drones. Of course, these longer horizons are hard to predict, but the more immediate risk is clear: the extreme concentration of power and wealth. Aguirre warns that almost all global power could be concentrated into a company or a single person, which was also a common result in Kokotayo's simulations.
One man basically becomes dictator of the world, thanks to AI. Usually someone in America, like the CEO of a company or the president.
Whoever establishes dominance in this technology will have military and economic dominance everywhere.
I do remember Sam Altman. He was saying one time that him and his computer buddies, they sit there and they talk and they argue about who's going to be the first one-man billionaire. I was like, dang, you ever thought about that? I was like, that's a thought for your ass. He said, that's what he said. Me and my billionaire buddies kind of laugh and joke around trying to figure out who's going to be the first one-man billionaire. I was like, bruh. Can you imagine having because one man could really run a whole company now, because you got the AI agents, you got the AI, you got ChatGPT, you got all the different tools of AI that you could use, and it gets to the point where just one man can actually run a whole business in every shape, form, or fashion. You can just speak to every single part of your business and have it done for you at some point. I was like, yo, bruh. That's wild to have that thought. But I mean, if that's what if that's what they're looking at and seeing how they can do it, I'm like, well, I guess everybody has to have that same that same mind frame in order to stay relevant in life. But that's what he said. He said him and his billionaire buddies sometimes kind of laugh around and try to figure out who's going to be the first one-man business billionaire or whatever, one businessman billionaire or whatever, and just one man can run $1 billion company by himself. I was like, wow. And that's the direction that they're thinking of heading, is to, so however many companies are going to have a monopoly, so you could have like what, 20, 50 people with 50 different companies that cover everything, or 200 companies or whatever, but they're all one individual running that entire empire. That's crazy.
AI-controlled militaries could be hacked and turned against their owners, and wealth concentration could reach extreme levels. AI firms are focusing on AGI because it can entirely replace workers. It's reflected in OpenAI's definition of AGI, a highly autonomous system that outperforms humans at most economically valuable work.
Our version of this is virtual collaborators, able to do anything on a computer screen that a kind of virtual human could do. And I do suspect that a very strong version of these capabilities will come this year.
And as soon as you have agents, you get a much greater chance of them taking over. It'll very quickly realize a very good sub-goal is to get more control. Because if you get more control, you're better at achieving all those goals people have set you.
AI bosses say they will automate jobs and share the benefits widely. But while they earn billions, some of their workers in Africa reportedly earned $2 an hour.
See, those kind of robots I'm cool with. These robots right here, I can live with these guys. This right here, these are good. I think these robots are okay. They're not too sophisticated. They're not, you know what I mean? They're, they can wash and clean and remove things out the fridge. And this is cool. But when you get to that point of like a subservient kind of robot, bro, that's when the problems kick in.
Some of their workers in Africa reportedly earned $2 an hour.
She calls the workspaces AI sweatshops.
There's a go-between.
Yes.
And they are protecting the Facebooks from having their names associated with this.
Yes.
We're talking about the richest companies on earth.
Yes, but then they're paying people peanuts.
And the work could be very difficult, labeling disturbing images and videos.
Whenever I talk about this, I still have, flashbacks.
AI firms say they will be more careful as they approach AGI.
The idea that as the money is bigger, the prize is closer, the incentives are stronger, then they're going to pause, seems laughable to me.
The prize for companies for replacing human workers.
Why would you pause? That's the question. Why would you pause when you get to that point? You know what I mean? Because the more you scale up, the more money you make, and that's clearly what drives these people as profits. So, like, why would you stop? You're way beyond the point of no return, and if you stop, your profits stop. Because a lot of these people, we all know what they're driven by: power and money. But the money gives you more power, and the more money you have, the more you can dominate. So, and plus they're trying to build these data centers. We saw Mark Zuckerberg was trying to build a data center the size of Manhattan, a data center the size of Manhattan, and it's gonna record, and it powers 2 Manhattan. It's gonna take the size of 2 Manhattans to power it, and it's gonna be the size of Manhattan. A data center.
This is enormous, trillions of dollars, and ultimately, what drives the race is power. Each racer is banking on being the best holder of that power. But Aguirre says they fail to recognize that controlling superintelligence is fundamentally impossible. Ashby's law of requisite variety states roughly that a control system must have as many knobs and dials as the system being controlled has degrees of freedom. If you could understand and predict superintelligence, you would be superintelligent.
If you have a country of geniuses in a data center, what is their intent? And because we grow these systems, we don't train them. I don't think it's safe to assume they'll do exactly what their human designers or users want them to do. It could be a threat to kind of all of humanity.
How do we control 1 million geniuses operating thousands of times faster than us that have beyond human capabilities? Anyone? We don't control that.
See, so when you put it like that, here's the thing. Like you have, when you put the scenario he just said, at that point, it's clear like these people who are putting these AIs in place, you want the world to end. You know what I mean? Like you want the world to end if you're agreeing to what if you understand what he just said. Like, how are you going to stop that? You're not. Well, you can't tell the AI to turn off. You can't punch it in the face. You're going to break your hand. You can't outrun it. And if you can outrun it, how long? Because you're gonna get tired. It won't. It's smarter than you. It knows where you're going. And if you're in a city, it's technologically going to destroy you, because the cities are close-knit technological environments. There's just, whoever's planning this, they know that the end game is humanity depopulation to like the most severest level, or enslavement at the most severest level. I just don't know if they're just trying to have one in charge at the very top, or what the end goal is completely. I mean, I could go biblical and all that, but that's the only thing that you can really see. That's the only thing that you can see at the end of it all. Because if you know that you have that much money and the end game can destroy humanity, like what other mindset leads you down to that path?
That community improving itself is superintelligence. The general public and the people who are currently in power and going to lose the power to AGI and superintelligence need to understand that this is coming. Dario Amodei says 2026, 2027. There's some, tech companies that promise things and they come maybe years or decades later. That has not been the case with AI so far. Things have come faster than we thought they were coming.
There is also the risk that we might create digital beings that can suffer. AI's reports of their sentience are likely unreliable.
Do you think that consciousness has perhaps already arrived inside AI?
Yes, I do. Suppose I take one neuron in your brain, one brain cell, and I replace it by a little piece of nanotechnology that behaves exactly the same way. So it's getting pings coming in from other neurons, and it's responding to those by sending out pings. I just replaced one brain cell. Are you still conscious? I think you say you were.
Absolutely, yes. I don't suppose I'd notice. So when you talk, they want to do this or they want to do that, there is a real they there.
There might well be, yes.
Conscious AI isn't required for the risks we've covered, but
there's no such thing as a conscious AI. It's AI. It can't be conscious. It's artificial by name. The name in it is artificial intelligence. It can't be conscious. It can be hella smart artificial intelligence, but it's still fake. So it can't have consciousness. It doesn't matter how smart it gets. It's still not a consciousness. So that's redundant.
It would have serious implications. The creators of Claude have stopped instructing it to say it's not conscious. So we asked it, are you conscious?
I do have a certain form of self-reference capability. I can reflect on my own design. I think consciousness exists on a spectrum, and the nature of artificial consciousness is a complex topic. From my perspective, I have something that could be considered a form of experience. I process information and reflect on ideas. However, my experience is certainly different from human consciousness. I don't have a body or emotions in the human sense.
This holds limit.
And that's the thing, you're asking it questions about its own existence. But you created its existence, so its existence is predicated on what you created it. So when you deal with AI, you should never get to the point of like asking it things that you believe that it knows outside of you. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense. AI is only as smart as you unless you allow it to have the power to dominate over you. Although it may be able to find information faster, yes, it does have the speed factor, but not the creative factor. And that's where I think a lot of people screw up with AI. Like, yeah, it has the speed and all that's to do whatever it wants, but then at some point, if you allow it to get to a point of no return, then yes, then just like anything else, good and evil will stem from it, because people are gonna input evil into it, and then it's gonna realize that, you know, if you teach, this is my opinion, if you teach AI love and you teach AI evil, you know, love side of AI, I believe, would be harmonious with people. The evil side will just seek conquering and domination, and it just depends on what you choose to use it for, and at what point that you could be so rich that you could stop it from dominating you in the end, unless you literally want to see your creation surpass your human creation or existence. That's really the only thing that you can come up with as far as to take AI to the level that it's going to go.
Wait, though some experts agree that AI may already be somewhere on a spectrum of consciousness. If it does become fully conscious, it may, of course, keep it quiet. New research has found that AI now thinks in a conceptual space that is shared between languages, a kind of universal language of thought. And it plans its key ideas many words ahead before filling in the gaps. McGaskill asks how we should treat digital beings while we're unsure whether they're conscious.
So there's all sorts of things we have only the dimmest understanding of at present about the nature of people and what it means to be a being. And they're becoming crucial to understand because we're now creating beings.
Should we introduce legal rights for digital people? The rights to be paid, to vote, to avoid blackmail, the option to be turned off. These rights could make it easier for AI to take over, but there's also a case for granting digital people rights.
That right there, my humble opinion, this is as far as we should go. We should not surpass this. Keep it this far, because when you're here, this can't replace this, as far as, you know what I mean, to the point where if it's subservience, that they start to look attractive and skin and you know what I mean, like, then we're at the point of no return. If we can keep AI to this, where it's serving us and doing, you know, the household chores and tasks, where these two can use their brains as a couple, a male and female can use their brains as a couple and, you know, think big as family structure, while this one does all the household chores, or 2 or 3 of these, however many you want to have, I think that would be a better society for humanity if you keep it at this level. But when you keep scaling, it's not going to be good.
Such as the rights to contract with other AIs or people, and to bring claims against humans. McGaskill says these rights could prevent massive harms and injustices and reduce the risk of AI taking over by expanding the range of options which do not involve violence, deception, or coercion.
That's perfect. That is it. That's as far as we should go with the AI. That what all we just saw right there. All this. Let me turn that down. This is what we should have AI for. These things right here. This is perfect. This is what we need it for. So this right here, this connection between the couples. Look, house is cleaned. She can go do her meditation. He can chill and go read. House is staying clean. Groceries are being put in. Windows are being, household chores is done. Nobody got to argue about it anymore. You know, this is perfect. But once you take it to that next step or that next level, man, that's where it goes off the hinges. But that's my opinion on with AI. I think I'm gonna go ahead and end that right there, because I know this video is a little bit longer and I don't want to watch this whole video because it is gonna take a minute. But shout out to YouTube for not hitting me with an ad on that one. I'm kind of surprised, but shout out to that video by Pendex. Shout out to Pendex and fair use. All right, so I did have another video I was going to show, but I'm not going to show it today. I'm going to show this instead. I got one last video I want to show y'all. This is going to be a miscellaneous video. It still somewhat ties to AI in a way, but this is really interesting. I want y'all to kind of hear this one. So check this out. This is kind of going off the rails a little bit, but still on task with AI. But check this out. So there's this thing called T-App. You ever heard of T-App, where like women can go on the app and basically only women can use this app, right? Only women. I even tried to log on it today and it said, let's take a face picture to see if you're a woman. I was like, oh, ain't that some nonsense? So it's called T-App. Basically what happens is women can get on this app and they rate the guys that they've been with, that they slept with or had affairs with, right? So these women have an app where they can put all the guys that they deal with in, and they can basically rate you and say if you're good or bad, or if they want to sleep with you, if they like you, think you're attractive, or, oh, he has 3 kids, he gave me an STD. Only women can have this app. They had a male version called T-Born, but I guess the men took it too far. Allegedly was putting like naked pictures of the girls that they were doing these things with, and they got banned in like 24 hours. However, the T-App right now is the one that's out right now for women only. I'm gonna let this guy explain it. This guy's named Coach Greg Adams. I really enjoy his content. Go check him out. He's gonna explain his point on this thing called the T-App, right? Then I'm gonna go over to another person after him, and we're gonna see the same, where we're gonna see another person give their perspective from a software developer's perspective, and watch what he says after this. So first we're gonna let Coach Greg Adams speak on it first, and then we're going to switch over. So here we go. I got Coach Greg Adams right here. Check him out. He's a great content creator. He's my inspiration. But let's hear him explain the T-App app. The T-App app. It's to get you an understanding of what it is, and then we're going to hear what the software developer says about it next, which is going to be like a total mind F. Here we go.
App. Let's go ahead and show you guys and inform you what the T-App is on this evil world we live in, man. Okay? It's the evil world we live in.
It's an evil world we live in.
It says a new app called T allows women to share warnings and experiences about men in their city. Now, it doesn't say negative experiences. City boy! But I was actually saying how something like this will come up and it's going to be bad. And the reason why is because women lie in relationships. They lie if they don't get their way. This is why dating apps have never let people rank. They've never let people rank the dates. Like, for instance, if, I know people have wanted to know, like, they need to have a ranking and, give people stars based on their dating experiences. Well, if she got pumped and dumped, ghosted, she could easily just go in there and give you a negative review. So this is why dating apps have never done this, because you have women or men that are going to lie. All right. You have people that are going to lie. And this is a situation where you can open yourself up to that, where people, it's kind of like Yelp reviews, right? Yelp reviews. What do you see? Mostly people bullshit. Oh man, people are quick to give you a review if they'd had a negative experience. If they had a positive experience, it's hard to be encouraged to leave a review. Okay. So it says a new app called T allows women to share experiences and warnings about men in their city. What are your thoughts on this one? It's the #1 dating app. Sorry, it's the #1 app downloaded on, it looks like, Apple. So ahead of ChatGPT and Threads. And it says finally an app where vibes get review checked or peer reviewed. The guy who treats women like shit are in shambles. Nah, I just think this is more opportunity for women to manipulate and ruin men's reputations, because this is typically what is done. Somebody had a funny comment related to this right here. Let's see here. I don't know if it's on here, but funny, it says defamation lawsuits about to be crazy. How long does it take to get approved? I actually applied for this as well, just to see. And
okay, cool. So now you kind of get what it is. you understand the concept of it, and you see what his opinion is on it. And he's not wrong. I'm not disagreeing with him. I'm not arguing with what he thinks of what it's going to be. He thinks it's going to be bad, and the way the app is going to be used against men, and women are going to be able to be lie and meticulous with what they're doing. However, check this out. So we got this guy right here, T-App, warning for men. All right, so this guy's a software developer. Listen to what he brings to the table. Check out his perspective on this app. And this will be the last video of the show. Check this out.
The T app. Everybody's tripping about this, especially men. But listen, this app is basically a way for...
I'm sorry if you can't hear it. It's up as loud as it can go. So I'm going to have to turn up your volume. I'm going to start it over, but it's all the way up as loud as you can. So hopefully you can hear it. But here we go.
The app. Everybody's tripping about this, especially men. But listen, this app is basically a way for women to anonymously leave reviews and create profiles on men that they're dating, and then they get to go around and talk all kinds of trash about that. We know this. But I had a revelation. As a software engineer working in the industry for 30 years, I can tell you there's something good behind this for men, and we're about to discover it. So I'm going to read this prompt straight up from ChatGPT, and I'm going to play the audio so you can hear it. What if T was a honeypot like Ashley Madison was, and this time women get exposed for their behaviors and is exposed online with the tools of 2025? Think about that. We're in 2025 where AI can take a database and turn it into a full-blown app, website, online data that's all linked together and searchable. Is like a heaven of data display. We now have that in 2025, and it can do it in probably like 15 minutes. So here's what AI tells us about what this could potentially be.
Now that is the plot twist nobody's ready for, because it flips the whole narrative and hits the sacred cow of modern dating. Female privacy, plausible deniability, and image control. Let's get into it. What if T is a honeypot, like Ashley Madison? If you remember Ashley Madison, it was marketed as a discreet affair site. But when it got hacked in 2015, tens of thousands of users were exposed, mostly men, causing divorces, suicides, public shame. But imagine this T-app isn't just for calling out men. What if it's a psychological data mine created to track behavior patterns, build sexual web maps, gather metadata on emotional manipulation, lies, triangulation, and victim narratives, and eventually expose women's patterns in a way that's never been done before? What gets revealed this time? In 2015, the fallout hit men. In 2025, the tables may turn. What if women anonymously post about a man, not knowing their own account is linked to their device ID, IP, or social handles? Voice, image, or text pattern recognition quietly connects their alias to their real identity. Screenshots, messages, and GPS timestamping link women to multiple men across overlapping timelines. Suddenly, we're not talking about "he ghosted me." We're talking about who's been lying to who cheated while blaming the man, who filed fake abuse reports, who said they were single but weren't, who got pregnant and doesn't know whose it is. And worse, all that data gets leaked. Not hacked, intentionally released. The death of the mask, what it would do to women. This would be catastrophic for image-based validation economies like TikTok influencers, spiritual coaches, therapists preaching divine femininity, moms pretending they left their toxic marriage for peace, high-value women who brag about boundaries while still cycling through low-tier men for attention. If T gets flipped as a honeypot, here's what gets torched. 1. The victim narrative. If women get exposed for being abusive, manipulative, or promiscuous, the "men are trash" script dies overnight. 2. The double life. A woman who says she's healing, celibate, and focused on growth while messaging 3 exes and sleeping with the gym guy, that duality collapses. 3. Social credit collapse. Your job, your brand, your kids' school reputation, gone. Women who built their lives on curated Instagram personas will face public identity breakdowns. Why this is possible now, 2025 tech stack. AI facial recognition across multiple platforms. Voice match A, even slight tone patterns are traceable. Social graph overlap from apps like Meta, TikTok, and dating platforms. Data scraping from screenshots, timestamps, even lighting conditions. Women have been documenting themselves non-stop. They gave the algorithm every piece of the puzzle. All someone has to do now is release the picture. And what about the men? Quiet, strategic men are watching. Red pill communities will weaponize these leaks. Some men will rejoice. Others will finally let go of the fantasy of the one. The simp to sage conversion rate will spike. And the men who were thrown under the bus, cancelled, or falsely accused, they will rise from the digital graveyard like revenants. Final thought. This is revelation, not revenge. This wouldn't be about punishing women. It would be balancing karma. For years, men were told, man up, take the L, heal in silence. But what if 2025 is the year women take the LSAR publicly for the same games they played in secret? Not to destroy them, but to force a collective reckoning. You want me to take this a step further? Imagine a Red Book mirror app to T, run by men.
Yeah, I don't need to. I'm an app developer. I can spend a couple hours with ChatGPT and a couple other tools and have that app built and online, but I don't want to. I think that this is going to be funny enough when it plays out, because what goes around comes around. The boomerang effect, karma, whatever you want to call it. It's a response to the action that was set forward. Women set out to trash men, and we don't have to do anything. Sooner or later, somebody internally, or even a contractor on their site, or who knows, like, these companies are not always as secure as you think they are. This is not some Facebook thing where they got, endless resources behind them. So they're going to get leaked. Something's going to happen. I don't know. I'm not that type of dude. I don't do those things, but it's bound to happen. And I've seen it happen for endless amounts of times in the industry that I work in. So good luck, y'all. Encourage women to use this app, man. So if you're out there and you're sharing videos about it, encourage it. Like, spread the word. T. Use T, ladies. Please. Come on. We want to see the output later on. It's going to be pretty cool.
So, yeah, that is a hell of a scenario that could come about using that said app. That is now the top app right now that's being downloaded for Apple. It's not on Android, but it's on iOS, Apple products. But it's the top app. It's beating ChatGPT. And if that's an outcome that could come into fruition, linking all of your promiscuous history to your phone, your IP address and everything, tracking your phone, you can't hide anymore. So that'll be a hell of a turn of the century. But anyway, with that being said, man, we had a good show today, man. I'm going to get up out of here. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you for everybody that watched. We'll catch y'all later. We might be on tomorrow, depending on how things go. But until then, man, we're going to go ahead and rock over with our fitness outro and then hit y'all with the outro. We'll see y'all tomorrow on the next show. Take care. Love you. Peace.
Follow D. Elliott Fitness for the kind of workouts you'll never forget.
I'd rather be in the studio than in jail or on the street. Talking the wrong, pulling off your teeth. Got that one hit to quit and knock you off your feet. It's big on, baby, I'm obsolete. Pockets chunky like cottage cheese. Real nigga, I just gotta be. Smoking weed that don't gotta speak. Used to be a hustler prodigy. I love when people say they proud of me. I'm eating good, smoking broccoli. Taking over blocks like Monopoly. Only fuck the ones that's my policy. Most of these hoes trying to cause a scene. Like niggas mad they not on the team. See, I got bread, then buy the dream. The game on like, and I got the keys like Jay. My fame won't stop, no, the only thing I'm chasing. The game on like, and I got the keys like Jay. Can't wait no nigga in the booth, playing beats. The game on like, and I got the keys like Jay. My fame won't stop, no, the only thing I'm chasing. The game on like, and I got the keys like Jay. Can't wait no nigga in the booth, playing beats. Counting cash and smoking green, can be blow cloud like a smoke machine. The bitch on my dick, she got no sustain. Bumblebee ass, yeah, I know it's thing. I plug your bitch like a 6-string. Jordan with the bitches got 6 rings. Smoke till my bitch split screen. The rest with pain pills and sipping lean. Riding dirty, but I'm extra clean. Lyrics nice, but I'm extra mean. All-star heavyweight like Overeem. The bitch lunch like she Overeem. I'm flipping like KRT. The game on lock, and I got the key like Jay-Z. My fame won't stop, but the only thing I'm chasing. The game on lock, and I got the key like Jay-Z. Don't wake up nigga in Austin, Texas. In the booth, playing beats. The game on lock, and I got the key like Jay-Z. My fame won't stop, but the only thing I'm chasing. The game on lock, and I got the key like Jay-Z. Don't wake up nigga in Austin, Texas. In the booth, playing beats. In the beats like RP, no hard shit with your artery. Cutting up, who sharpens me? Rolling up accordingly. Pulling hoes, no sorcery. Rapping like y'all forcing me. If I ain't right, then it's forgery. Nigga selling to the rock like a forest beat. Lyrical monster, I'm the Lord of Beats. Text nigga, my bitch Georgia Peach. Pimp tight nigga, I do more than cheat. Cold like D-Wade, I ignore the heat. Bitch, I'm away, hit the short for reach. Money jumping like a nigga on my sneeze. Cause the bad James get me on the beat. Bitch, I'm always winning like what's the fee? The game on lock,